Not quite yet. Now we're live. Here we are.
Hello. You don't have any
Hey, buddies.
We don't have any show music. Sorry, everybody.
Just imagine some music going on right now. And 5, 4, and then we're going to cue up Mock here in a second. 3, 2, go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to
cue?
Arcade. Yeah.
Do it again. Wait. Do it again. 5, 4.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We'll edit this in post. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edit this in post, please. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Baby Hands and Necros and Sarah, who will probably leave in 5 minutes, to the Arcade Hangout. It's a podcast live show, the longest running arcade podcast show on YouTube. What episode are we at? 138.
Yeah.
138. So we're 38 more episodes than the other guy, John Jacobson. Yeah. Anyway,
how about this as being like a weird thought about the longest running, right? So we're at 38. So 14 more episodes. That's a whole other year worth of episodes.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you call it
At 152, right? That would be a year.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, we skip some weeks, but like
very rarely.
But that would make sense.
Honestly, it's over 150 because if you call the stuff and things Jimbo did, and then your guys early on that was off,
we didn't even record
on YouTube, should I say?
But that would make sense, 152, because that would put us right around Grinkers, and that's when their last one ended, right?
It was. Are we gonna get to, well? That's 14
Well,
more
they ended at
episodes. We're less than 14 weeks away.
6 weeks
Oh, 7.
away.
You're right.
But by the end of the year, probably we might be able to hit that 152, which is just crazy talk. That's like 52 episodes.
Yeah.
That's a fucking year, assuming you don't skip a week. That's
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
anyway. Sorry.
Anyway, so every week we usually have a arcade. Usually it's an arcade related question that we throw out there, and we go around the room and answer the question. And then we're going to go around the room at another time to talk about what we're doing this week with arcade games. And then we'll probably hit about talking about Grinkers, because that event is coming up soon. And we'll talk about what Grinkers is if you're the first time listener or watcher or whatever. And this is
your first episode.
yeah. So this I'm a little under the weather. Well, I'm not sick. I'm just got allergies, but it keeps my meetings short, which is great. Anyway,
No one wants to be in the room with that.
Mom, do it with alcohol. Do it with alcohol.
What kind of meetings?
Hookups.
yeah.
That's right.
So anyway, what was I gonna say?
You got a
guess we do
question?
the-
Yep.
Yeah, I guess the question of the week. So the question of the week comes from Gack and myself. It's kind of, we combined our questions a little bit. For the Grinkers event coming up, we've been so many times, we kind of know all the games that are there. That are usually there.
And most of us have been through the first expansion.
Yes.
It was the one big expansion that he did into the place on one side, and now there's a new expansion.
Yeah, and then there's there's a new one for this year. So in that new expansion, or anywhere really, what game do you most hope Steve will get that you haven't seen there yet before, that you really wish you would get, that we could play? You could play, and that's the question of the week. Does anybody want to go first? And Carrie and Jim are going to be late. So
I nominate Dave to start this one this week.
Go,
All right,
Dave.
Dave, you got answers.
Okay, there's a clue. Yes, there's a clue in Claw. There's a thread in the to anybody the for sales thread I commented on. Nobody? Anyone?
I didn't see that.
Bueller?
No.
Okay.
All right, the game I want, which is funny because I did give Steve a lead to it last year. I don't know if he closed the deal on it or he went out on his own. Hopefully he got it. Is the Star Trek Captain's Chair. Big fan of that
would
game.
be cool.
Love it.
It does have Star Trek though.
I know, but
Right.
the Captain's Chair is a different experience.
It is.
Yeah.
It's better.
They have it at fun. They have it at Fun Spot. It's the first game I always play.
Yeah, it's better to play it that way too.
There's one on for sale right now. It's like $4,900, but it's beautiful. Looks like a home use. It's white. I mean, it doesn't even have that. It doesn't even look yellow.
Oh,
no.
Cool.
But I did last year or whatever. I told the story before. Maybe I didn't say it on air. I went to look at a afterburner environmental cockpit.
Full motion, yeah.
Full motion. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. And then, no, the guy had 2 of them in a storage unit. And I don't even know why I went to look.
It's not the one Sarah loves?
No, that's R360.
Oh, okay.
No, they have the environmental at Fun Spot, and I played this year. It works. It's the full motion. But when I got to this guy's storage unit, I looked, and I'm like, it's the size of a Volkswagen. I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm sorry about what. Yeah. But he did have a Star Trek captain's chair, and I did hook Steve up. I said, I know someone who has one, and he's like, ooh, So he was.
He was interested.
Yeah. I don't know if they closed the deal or whatever. Maybe he, he had it. He had all the parts, and everything was rebuilt, but it wasn't put together. Like it was all there. He goes, I said, I've had guys work on the floor. Everything's there, just not together.
Oh.
So, but that's the game I want because I do like it. And I was thinking about like Andrew, you can't sit in that. No way, right?
No, it sucks.
But that would be one that's like almost perfect for somebody like you. I mean, because you could, if you look at it, it separates right there.
It does. Like you could add like the extension. There would be like the pole position cockpit where it's like it's got the there's a seam in it. It's not designed to come further apart.
But the captain's chair is. I mean, well, you'd have to extend the wires, but modify it for Bigfoot. But
yeah, no, I would be like that episode of Police Academy. Sorry, the movie Police Academy. I think it was 2 where Hightower pulls
number
the front
1.
seat.
That was number 1. Yeah, he sat in the back seat.
Where he pulls the seat out and he throws it out and he sits in the back seat to drive the car.
Yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, that would be like my version of Hightower.
Yeah, I just want you to experience a cockpit.
I want someone to make a cockpit that fits me.
Well, you know what you need? You need a cockpit that has that somebody makes it that's adjustable.
Well, yeah,
so
I would say that
it's unique. Yeah. You're like, you have people over. It's like, how do I play this? Well, Star Trek is one you could, because you'd be sitting kind of far, but all the controls are right here. It's not like you have a pedal. Or the thing right here. Everything is right as your arms. Like that's one.
So it's cool if I put my elbows or my knees out, like my elbows, so I'm just like playing, like I have wings, like how I played Space Harrier at Fun Spot with my fucking wings out, or Prop Cycle, the video that we posted of me playing Prop Cycle, which is like basically my knees over the handlebar, and then me like playing underneath my knees, right, like this to play the game. Right. So sure. I mean, it's possible.
But was that it? That was the only part of the question, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Trek. So Steve has a Star Trek. I don't remember seeing a Star Trek.
I played it last year.
It's a fire escape.
He has an upright.
Okay. He has an upright. That's right. You're right. Okay.
No, I did play it. I played that as a kid at Showbiz, the upright, and I did play. I think they also had the captain's chair at Showbiz, because I don't know where the hell else I would have played it. They never had it at Putt-Putt. Those are my Bane arcades. So I played that as a kid, and I remembered it. I'm like, ooh, this is awesome. This is way better than it's just welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking gives me a boner. Every time I hear it.
I like the game too. A lot of people don't like that game. I like it.
And it has a sort of like almost like first person shooter kind of thing where you're like zooming around, hitting the warp to jump around to the guys, and like it's like you're just like basically like see the ships in front of you, and you have to line up with the with the dial to line up the ships, fire shots.
I love the photon sound.
I do
great
too.
sounds. Yeah.
Nobody. Have you guys ever? I know, I'm surprised nobody's had one in this group. Anyone ever have one?
No.
I've never had one. No. I've had very few Vector machines actually.
I used to play it at Kalen's Arcade at 2084. They had a captain's chair there. That was really fun to play there. I don't know if it was Kalen's or not, but
and Hyperspace had one, but it was never working.
Yeah. Have you been to Hyperspace in a while?
Yeah, not since we were all there.
No, really?
Wow, really?
Gleek was saying he was there last week, right?
Yeah, he but it was Tuesday night. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm heading over to hyperspace." I'm like, "Yeah, but we're doing the show tonight." So, and then he was home breaking beds.
Yes, that's right.
Up and down, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah,
smoking weed.
Smoking weed, breaking pull-out couches. Apparently,
they went to like suppositories. Remember?
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, they went to like the lumber yard the next day and like fixed the bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I would.
Oh yeah, before you pay for lose your deposit on the Airbnb or whatever.
They look under the bed. There's a log holding the.
Branches. He caught a tree in the backyard.
Yeah, in a tree cut down from the backyard. That like
ants are crawling out of it.
They shredded some other piece of furniture in the house to fix it.
That should be our. That should be our show.
Sounds like shit. I haven't.
That beginning music should be our show music opening.
Why don't we have cool show music opening?
Better than nothing.
People will be very confused. It was a Star Trek podcast.
We're gonna get some crazy people in the IRC.
Well, no more crazy than the ones we get.
Yeah.
Who's next? Why don't we go to Chris? Because he's on.
Chris.
What game do you like, Chris?
Well, there's a couple I'd say, but I kind of got some inside info, so I already know they're going to be there, so I'm not even going to mention those. But one that I don't think he has that I'd like to see there is Chicken Shift.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Good answer.
Yep.
That is a fun game, and I think anybody could walk up and start playing that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to figure out. It's a red button and a blue button. That's it. You just alternate the tubes how they go through the game.
Such a great tournament game, too.
That was a lot of fun at CAX, too. Yeah, I like that.
It was, yeah, for sure. So
it was one of my favorite games from CAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard game. I've played it on my main. Yeah, but it's hard to play.
With all those button options you have, it's still hard.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's a hard game, period, for me. I don't know. I don't have the kind of brain to play
Stop using the trackball and the steering wheel to control.
The flight stick isn't helping much.
The flight stick and the gas pedal is the problem.
Yeah.
We're going to remap that shit.
The light gun doesn't do shit.
It's like duck hunting. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
So yeah, somebody asked in YouTube, what the question of the night is, and it's for the week, and that's what we're saying. Like, what game would we like to see at Grinkers this year that we haven't seen before? So,
and the answer is actually get out of YouTube chat and join the IRC.
Right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Description.
Let's see, we got YouTube Punk, Rod McLarge, and Scott Reed in the chat.
Rob, isn't that Rob is Jerry, right?
Yeah, that's DJ Flask. Yep. So, and by the way, he sent me a private message today. He wants to throw in a little extra sponsor thing for the Gacker Award this year. So, it's pretty funny. I'm not going to say it, but it's relevant. I'll say that it's relevant.
Wow! All right.
Really funny.
So is this the Gacktoberfest?
Yeah, there we go. It's a month-long award-worthy thing. So I'm interested I have it in my mind what Mock is going to say, but it sounds like he might not say it. So I'm going to go ahead and call Mock right now for be up next.
Hold on. I'm typing something in the chat there. Okay. There you go. Okay, so I actually have a whole bunch of games, so I don't want to say them all until everybody has spoken, and then I'll say the other ones,
right?
Like runners up.
Yeah, what's your number one? Yeah,
my number one would, I think. I'm gonna say, I think it'd be really fun if Steve got in something where we can play against each other. That's always a lot of fun. So. With the big Grinkers of bunch of Grinkers people there playing something like Killer Queen would be awesome. but I know he doesn't get in like new games like
games.
that. Yeah, so that's even though it looks retro and all. So, but I know that would be so much fun to play with a bunch of people.
That would be, that was my favorite from the CAX a couple of years ago.
We had a great time. We at some point we had all the 8 controls on that thing at the end of the day. We were having a really good time with that.
Yeah, a lot of fun and a lot of crazy stuff happening. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So in that vein, as far as like competition, something retro, T-Mech. I think a setup of T-Mechs would be a lot of fun.
A 4-player T-Mech setup.
A 4-player, maybe a 4-player setup would be a lot of fun, and we could even probably do a tournament thing like that if you had that. I think that'd be really bracket. Yeah, I think that'd be a blast. I think everybody would get into it too. So, but yeah, so that's my answer.
That's Grinkfest 2018, Mark, not 2019. You put in the YouTube chat 2019.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's right.
So that brings up an interesting conversation though, because like
my fat fingers.
18, 19, whatever.
Well, yeah.
All right, so but like so how about a game? All right, so Killer Queen is like clearly a brand new game.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
in
like
retro style.
In retro style, right?
But Steve would never have that in his establishment.
And true that. So there's another one that we've talked about in the show before, which might fit in a little bit better, which is Cosmotrons.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun too. I had a blast playing that at CAX this year.
And that's what a 4-player max, right?
Yes, 4-player.
So
it's Gravatar and Space Duel combined, kind of.
Yeah.
So like, against each other.
That one, like Killer Queen, has like the feel of Joust, basically, but it's a whole new game style. Whereas Cosmotrons is like still the basic same old rules that we're familiar with, depending on the game mode you're playing. There's certain different stuff, like if you're playing the boss mode or like whatever.
Raise the flag.
Yeah. But like these are all, it has such a brilliant arcade feel to it, which is what they were going for when they built it.
Yeah.
That would be one that I would advocate for Steve to at least think about. And I think he may have actually even hosted a Cosmotrons event there.
Really?
Well, he's not here to defend himself, but I was talking to the the developer and the owners of the games when they were here in Denver and we were playing over at Hyperspace. And I thought they said that either they did stop at Grinkers or they were going to stop at Grinkers from Denver. So yeah, it might be interesting. I wish Steve were here to actually Steve should be here for this conversation.
Yeah, we're hoping,
Yeah. But yeah, Cosmotrons, for being like an old school arcade feel kind of game, that's one that Steve I could think about having, like, even though it's a brand new game.
Yeah, it's not as much of a space hog as Killer Queen or T-Mech.
Killer Queen's huge.
T-Mech's huge. Yeah, Killer Queen's huge.
Killer Queen's huge. If you have 8-player, I mean, like they had, it's like what, 2 giant 52-inch some odd screens in a corner.
Yeah.
T-Mech obviously is a huge.
It does have a lot of people watching it and playing it though, and it can get pretty crazy and fun. But
T-Mech is amazing.
Yeah,
I have to say, like, I know that Jimbo has been talking about T-Mech, but I got to play it at Hyperspace with their 4-player setup, and oh my god, that game is fucking awesome.
Yep, it's a Battle Zone on steroids.
Yeah. It's totally like a modernized Battle Zone 4-player.
Versus Battle Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with like
power
different
ups
tanks you can pick up. Yeah,
and power ups, pretty cool. But someone Mean Green suggested the updated Warlords, the Star Lords game.
Yeah.
When they finish that, I'd love to see what that turns into.
Yeah.
The code at CAX seemed like the gameplay I saw was like it wasn't quite ready.
Yeah, there's some tweaks needing.
But
yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Did you watch the video from Tested that I posted?
Yeah,
that was nice. Yeah.
No, they talked about it, and I didn't even know it came from those guys. That they've been keeping it a secret for a long time, and they've actually, what's that? Adam from Mythbusters. He has a channel, a popular channel on YouTube called Tested.
Okay.
And they do things like make movie props and show you how to weather them. In fact, that's how I weathered my pulse rifle from Aliens. Watching his tutorial videos, and they fucking. Adam used to work at LucasArts, I think, as a prop maker or something. I don't know. He's
special effects. I think was his background.
Yeah, he's an effects guy. Making props and movies
practical
and stuff.
effects.
Yes. So he's really good at that shit. So on that channel, it's not just him though. He has other people that do stuff, and one of his guys there has been working with another team of people. I forgot the name of the programmers. Like, you guys remember the name? It was like Ocean something, or I forget. But anyway, it's a collaborative thing to make the Star-Lords game, and they've been documenting all of it. They're going to put out this like huge video, probably in a month. That's going to be ready, and they're going to show the making of Star-Lords. So we'll get to see that. But hopefully they did say they're tweaking stuff, and I wrote in the suggestion thing about the comments on YouTube. I wrote in about the ghosting. They have to get rid of the ghosting. That's the worst part of that thing, and that's totally put in on purpose. It's like, why would you purposely put that in?
You need it to accuracy. You lose accuracy if you've got.
It's horrible.
You need to be able to see exactly where your guy is.
They need to string a little extra for an OLED screen too, I think, because it'll have a lot more rich black levels for the contrast. Because it's kind of gray.
Yeah, that too.
The common LCD like black looks like a charcoal gray.
Right.
Yeah, when you're moving so fast and you're ghosting like that too, it's like it just looks like a big white blur, and you don't know exactly where you are. And
well, it's funny. So I know Jim would say this for Revenge of Doe, but there's like the power up where you get the ghosting, but your whole ghost is like a paddle.
Paddle too.
So it's a power up. So as you ghost, like, your whole ghost is your paddle. It's like it's sort of the extendy bar, right? But the problem is with Warlords, you expect your guy to be pixel perfect for where you're at, and it's so important because if you're going to catch it a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right, or dead center, that changes your aiming.
Yeah,
I mean that's a huge part of how every paddle game since Pong fucking worked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It would be a cool idea in that they probably won't program it in, but wouldn't it be cool is if there was a power up that would go in a circle, and the only way to unlock it is to hold on to the ball and aim at it and release it, and then when you knock it out, if you hit it, it goes to your paddle and makes your paddle a little wider, and it'll just last for like 30 seconds or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just so you can have like a couple different power ups in it.
Like they did an Arkanoid,
merging the idea of like Arkanoid with Warlords. So adding
just a little bit.
So like maybe like the grippy thing becomes not a pressing the button, but it's a power up that you can earn, and it doesn't eat away at your building.
Yeah.
It's a power up you earn.
Right.
God forbid shit like lasers or.
Oh, gee. That'd be a quick
game.
You
fucking assholes. No. I mean, I love the pure and simplicity of Warlords, and I would still want to maintain that. But I do think there is room to take Warlords from something, the 13-inch monitor that it is, and making it a much larger, sort of like a Pac-Man Battle Royale kind of thing, where it's like, and then, make a bigger, more impressive game. Maybe your bricks are slightly deeper. Maybe and then add the power-ups to make it a little bit more challenging.
Yeah. No, that would be fun.
There's like the purist versus the power-up version.
Because think about it, if you had like, let's say you're almost out of your castle, and the other guy in the corner has almost a full castle, and then you get a power-up that gives you laser, sort of like in Arkanoid, and you can start shooting at him. And he has to block the shots with this thing. Just to sort of even the playfield out. I don't know.
That would get hectic. Fun. It would be. Yeah.
That would take an already frantic and like the purest version of Warlords is amazing. There's a reason why that game is so popular.
Yeah.
The reason why that game is so good. It's a 2-minute game, maybe 3-minute game if you've got 4 pretty good players or at least 2 good players. But like, I mean, there is definitely room to make the game last a little bit longer, but add more excitement to it.
Sorry, I might have missed, but did you guys see they did that on PlayStation or Xbox? Like a reboot of it?
Really? No, I didn't see that.
I want to say a year or 2 ago, yeah.
No.
I'll have to look it up now. But
all right.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think it's just Warlords.
Is it like 2000 or something like that? Because like they had the updated version of Tempest that had the new graphics and stuff like that. You can play on Steam and shit.
I know I've pimped this podcast before. There's a podcast, Gack, you listen to everyone. You ever listen to
Hey, Gary.
Hey,
Jerry.
you get the version of
Diary
me
of
eating dinner.
Diary of an Arcade Employee, episode
Yes.
26 is Warlords. Talks about the whole game. It's pretty cool. 2017.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, just because it's got some, it's got commercials from the games and, and they're, real in-depth background about it.
Okay, it was on the PS3. I'll put it in our chat. I can't post it for other people, but I got a YouTube link. So it was on the PlayStation 3, the Warlords. It was kind of a reboot. They go kind of 3D graphics and stuff and have animation, so it's a little bit silly, but I think gameplay is mostly the same. It's just kind of like at a 3D isometric dish. Oh, that's top down also. Single player co-op, free for all online. You've ever seen that, Mark?
No, and it just sucks because it doesn't have a paddle, so it.
If you could mod it somehow to make a paddle and put that into a tabletop, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the paddle control, that's like an essential component.
It is, yes.
Yeah. That's something that never carried over in gaming is a paddle. It just kind of got lost.
Yeah, no one talks about paddle games anymore.
No, I mean everything's just analog.
Yeah,
and maybe
even the retro
pad
games
for fighting games.
Yeah, but even like the retro games like Cuphead, like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
In our offline chat, but like Cuphead, because it's really relevant and brand new. It's actually going to be a year old next month, I realized.
Wow.
Yeah. It came and went, but it was real popular when it hit.
It was, and apparently there's some DLC coming for it.
Really?
Oh, nice.
That's what I hear.
Oh.
And I just finished it Sunday.
Hey, that's not an easy task. I mean, there's a lot of rage quitters on YouTube, and
I know. Actually, I was.
might have been one of them.
It's funny. I was looking on Reddit, and there was someone who posted that they couldn't get past the first run and gun or the first boss.
Oh,
and
wow!
And they were like 16 or 17 hours into it, and they just were like they were there looking for help, and people were like, this might not be your game."
Yeah, right. Stick to RPGs.
You should maybe rethink your game choices. I'm sorry.
Did you see that footage of that game reviewer playing it, and he played it just like a moron? Oh my god, he couldn't figure anything out.
No.
Like, and you're a game reviewer, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, this, like, for the most part, these are all very familiar.
It's Contra. Yeah.
I mean, well, so the run and guns are Contra, and then it's just pure
boss battles.
And then a little bit of shmups. And I know everyone hates.
Oh
that,
yeah,
like,
that's right.
There's every stage. There's of the 4 stages, there's one shmup level you got to do, but they're all brilliant.
Oh, it's a beautiful game.
And I gotta say, like for all the challenge the game is, I think that people way overestimate how challenging it is. It feels to me like roughly NES hard.
Yeah, totally. Right. That's what it is.
Like, I don't get frustrated playing the game going, this game fucking cheats.
Actually, it's not as hard as NES, because NES will give you 3 continues and that's it.
Right,
and then you start all the way over.
That's a really good point. You have ultimate infinite continues, but as far as like the challenge of it, it's like I never get frustrated with the game. Like, it's usually pretty easy to figure out what's going on and what you need to do. The problem is executing it perfectly. And you've only got 3 shots, right? Because you take 3 hits and then you're dead. So it's like, all right, I see. I got to jump and then dodge left and then fire, and then that's free, right? All right, so, but just do that every single time that scenario plays out, and you got it. But every time you miss it, you're like, fuck, I should have jumped, and where's my left fire? And I didn't do it. And then now I lost. But I get frustrated with myself playing the game, not frustrated with the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's actually a really, really
That's
important
different.
thing.
That's
It's like,
That's a
oh,
big
the game
difference, yeah.
fucking cheats. It's like, no,
No.
I'm failing.
I never felt the
executing.
game cheated. I felt that my abilities were cheating me.
Right. Yeah. I failed to do the things I knew I should have done at that point.
Yeah.
Not that the game changed and all of a sudden like the rules changed and like now it's fucking with me. It's that I fucked up. And once you realize that it's like on me to fix these mistakes, then it's pretty easy.
And another thing too about that game is that the animations are so well done that like there's so many tells from the bosses. So like if he's gonna do something, it's gonna be like that, you know, or whatever.
Right. But you
a back and then a forward or whatever.
Totally.
You know,
but you have to be paying attention to like 3 different tells at the same time. So it's not just like here comes the big telegraphed punch.
Yeah.
And then there it goes.
Telegraphed. There you go.
Yeah, you have to like be aware of the punch, but you also have to be aware of like his finger over here.
Yeah,
like
underneath you.
What he's going to do with his breath at the same time. It's like you have to pay attention to a lot of stuff happening. But
like, remember the flower boss? How like his head would come out and then come back.
Yeah.
But he also had these green vines that would come up underneath you.
Yeah.
And there was this floating, rotating saucer thing that would just shoot once in a while that you got to keep your eye on. It was like 3, like this is like perfect example of 3 things you got to watch.
There's like totally like 3 different things happening at the same time you got to pay attention to. But like once you figure that out, it's like you don't blame yourself. It's like, oh well, of course he made the little, like blinky eye thing, like Mike Tyson, right, or whatever. He made the little blinky thing. You know he's gonna come in with the big fucking uppercuts now. And if you didn't catch that, that was your fault.
Yeah.
The game told you what was going to happen. You fucked up not doing it. So yeah, Cuphead. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you.
He better dum.
You better dum. So I'm very happy to have finished that game now. But
I want to finish
it's a big accomplishment. Yeah.
I've been playing around with my little mini RetroPie thing, so I got to go back to playing with Cuphead. So
yeah, it's brilliant. I'll tell you what, without any spoilers whatsoever, the devil is not nearly as hard as the level before the devil.
Oh, the card guy or the guy the dice?
The dice guy. The whole casino level before that.
Did you get sent to the very beginning? Ever?
Oh, several times. That is so fucking brutal when you first start it because it's like, I'm at the end of the game and I'm like ready for like just to learn these last little bits and I'm going to finish the game. And it's like, no, fuck that. You have a lot more to learn.
Yeah. So to explain it to people that don't know what you're talking about, there's a game board and there's a dice that rolls. The dice only rolls 1, 2, or 3, right?
Yep.
And then you just jump up to hit it. And then
do a parry block out. Yeah.
Will move on the game board. And some of the game pieces are get health or they're fight a boss or nothing, right?
Yeah.
So
you get health and fight a boss. You never just get health for free.
Oh yeah, okay. Almost every space on the board is a boss battle, a different boss battle.
And at the very end, brand new bosses, all totally new bosses.
Brand new bosses, yeah. Not like Mega Man where you're playing the same bosses all
never
over.
Fought these
Yeah. So at the very end, second to the last move is start all over. And then takes your piece all the way to the beginning of the playing board. So you got to not roll a 1 no matter what. If you're right next to it, let's say you're like 2 or 3, 2 or 3, 2 or 3. Ah, shit!
I was terrified of that, and I absolutely got it the first time. Even though you're like, all right, all I need is a 2 or a 3, and I was like, I absolutely rolled a 1.
Yeah,
like boom, land on the one spot I shouldn't land on, and they don't make you refight the same battles you fought before, though.
Oh.
So if you've turned over a slot, you've already fought that boss. You don't have to refight.
Oh, that's right.
That boss.
Yeah.
So you can actually, if you get the replay, it's no big deal just to zip right back through.
Right.
Yeah.
There's less that you have to do. Right. Yeah. Potentially.
Yeah. If you already beat that boss, that place is a blank now.
Or if you wanted, you could replay all of them. And actually, I've gotten to the point now where I was stuck on that casino level for probably an entire evening. So that was probably like 3 hours worth of like playing, because it's I think it's 9 new bosses, brand new bosses. You have to learn.
Plus, he's the boss. After you get to the end, you got to fight him.
You have to fight him, and actually, he sucks.
With
and actually,
all his cards,
but he actually is really easy once you learn that
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's actually a trick to him.
Safe zones.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It's a year
We
old.
didn't say where it was.
It's a year old. Like we should do spoilers, but like fuck it. I'll say
It's a year old, fuckers.
But there's a certain trick to him where the first few times I get to him, I have one fucking point left.
Oh.
And I'm like, I die right away. And I'm like, fuck. But anyway, yeah, there's a good trick to him that works really well.
Yeah.
What's it all about
Andrew,
the whole game?
I don't know if you know this, but if you play 2 players, the second player can save you.
Yeah,
and bring you back to life.
Like
so
the parry move on the ghost. I've never played 2 players, but
yeah.
So
I heard one of the updates is going to be net play. So I don't think I have net play.
You want to play some?
Well, when they have the update for it,
yeah,
and you can yell at me.
Well, no. Here's the thing: like I've made it through all the levels, but like some of these levels took me like an hour to get through one level, and I finally passed it once.
Yeah,
and I never played it again. So.
Yeah. And then you put it down, you come back to the next day.
I'm sure, like it's like it'd be the same kind of thing where it's like I'd still have to play that level a bunch of times before I got it again. But no, it'd be fun to play with 2 players.
It's funny, like some levels for me were hard, and other ones I just zipped right through. Like
same thing.
Yeah, like the airplane level with the Arabian guy at the end.
Love that level.
That was the easy one for me. I got through it the second time. And then like the circus one with the a run and gun with the balloons and the trampoline and all that stuff. I think I got through that. I think the second time too. I thought it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
The other ones are like remember the room that turns upside down and you hit the card, then you're running on the ceiling and the cars keep running by.
Honk honk. Yeah, and they run.
Yeah,
that one's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Anyway, we're boring everybody because they're not playing Cuphead. So.
No.
All right. So who went last?
I think Mock did, right?
Oh, was it me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your game, by the way?
Yeah. The 4-player game, not
T-Mac.
Yeah, T-Mac.
T-Mac was mine.
All right,
so Carrie, did you know the question, Carrie?
So Dave from Buffalo. So just real quick. So Dave from Buffalo Dave from Buffalo did Star Trek. Then Mock did he pass it to you?
T-Mac.
No, I think didn't.
Gack.
Gack, yeah.
And what was Gack's answer? Sorry, I just for
Chicken shift. Chicken shift.
Chicken shift. Yep. Thank you. And then Mock said T-Mac.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then you said cosmonauts or whatever.
No, I didn't answer. That was just me and
you're just throwing it out there.
Well, it was me in reply to a new game because you were bringing up Killer Queen, which I thought would be awesome. But like I know that he would never do that. But like, I think Cosmotrons would be an awesome one.
Yeah.
In that same vein.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun.
So I haven't gone.
Carrie hasn't gone.
Leo has.
Leo. Yep. Carrie, you still eating dinner?
Yes, I'm sleeping. I mean, I could answer quickly, mainly because I'll go ahead and answer since I'm talking. Then I'll go back to eating because I don't even answer. Like the man has all the games. The only game I can even think of that I know at all that he doesn't have is Shadow Dancer.
Yeah.
So,
he doesn't have Toki.
Oh yeah, there you go. But we'll let Jim maybe pick that one. I don't know.
Does he have a karate champ?
He does, yes.
He does.
Oh, he does?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
100%.
Yeah, except for my cousins.
I mean, it seems like he has everything. He has more like he has games I don't know. So I'm like,
oh no, I totally agree. Like as soon as Mock said this question, like I went into a tailspin because he has first off, he has every game that I have pretty much.
Yeah.
And Forgotten Worlds is one of them because you guys don't know this, but he did buy a Forgotten Worlds. I don't know if it's going to.
He said no. He's said that.
I don't know if it's going into the expansion or not, but I know he has one now.
Yeah.
What was your game, Andrew?
I haven't said my game yet, but I was just bringing up like I was dovetailing off Carrie's response.
Yeah.
This is a difficult question.
Oh, Carrie picked.
Because Steve has every fucking game that I have here.
He probably has 3 of them. Like,
yeah.
Like,
but he doesn't have everything though. If you think about it, though, I mean, he doesn't have a Windjammers and a Neo Geo. He doesn't have.
Wait, Steve, slow down.
I've never heard of Windjammers. Well, like, what the hell is that?
The Windjammer is a fun game. I love that game. Yeah.
Maybe.
What is it?
It's like a.
Because the echo is really bad in here. It helps.
Oh, really?
Chris is.
Yeah.
Chris is
Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Hello.
My son was talking to me. Sorry, could you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so Carrie, what did you picked Forgotten Worlds? Is that what it was? Yeah.
No, because he already has a Forgotten Worlds. I'm like, no, I
Well, he
don't really
has
have
it,
a
but it's
good
on the
answer.
floor.
Like, the only thing I could think of was Shadow Dancer, but it isn't like, oh my god, I sure wish he'd get Shadow Dancer. I mean,
And he has
great.
Karate Champ already, right?
he
Yeah,
has
he has Karate Champ.
Deja vu.
Yeah, as Dan was
Oh,
saying,
damn it. No.
everything I own except for Shadow Dancer
he
and
has
Whack-A-Mole.
Reactor. He has
Black Tiger.
Flying Robot. He has Karate Champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Black Tiger there.
He does not have Black Tiger.
I know. I almost said that as my answer, but
That's a good answer.
I'd rather have a game we can all play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So Carrie, Shadow Dancer is your
that's the
final
only thing
answer?
I could think of. Yeah, maybe I'll say Whack-A-Mole. There we go.
a Whack-A-Mole. That's
There you
Those
go.
are fun.
Steve could totally have a Whack-A-Mole. So I think that's
He
whack.
could, he
And
could,
you
and
can
he
put a claw machine right next to it.
It's
Yeah, but the old school Whack-A-Mole and the skee ball would be nice. The old school, like.
God damn it,
yeah.
Dave.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Son of a bitch.
Well, we know what Leo's gonna pick.
Yeah.
So hold on. So Carrie said whack off a mole.
Yeah.
You gotta have a pretty powerful little wrist there.
Yeah. Not just power, it's dexterity.
Yeah.
It's really
Like a surgeon.
Yes, surgical. Yes.
Oh.
That's so funny. I love that.
All right, so
Would they use molasses?
molasses, nice. Done. Okay, I'm passing it to Andrew for that. And this way, Leo, you get a chance to think a little bit longer, just in case you want to change your answer, even though
You want to change it from skee ball?
Right? your buddy there.
Sorry, I didn't think he was going to say that.
All right, so I agree with Carrie. I 100% struggle with this. Like, I loved as soon as Mock said it, I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. Like, what would be my hope for like the new expansion? But then I realized, fuck, he has all of these games. I mean, aside from the pins, but like it's like he has all these games. Like, there's no game here that I could want.
Got to dig deep and think hard.
Gotta dig deep and think hard.
He's got a lot of games he doesn't have. I mean,
So I had to think about like so I shifted gears to a different place. I started thinking about like, all right, so like what are just some Grail games that I would love, like games that basically I've given up on ever owning because there's just no way that I'm ever gonna. There's so few. They're so rare. I love the game, but like I don't love it so much that I'm gonna spend the kind of money that they command nowadays. And the game I eventually fell back down to would be an original, all original, fully working Cliffhanger. Because to me, that would be like,
wow,
you actually have one of those? And Steve has so many of those. Like, you walk around the fucking corner and you're walking through Grinkers and you're like, holy fuck, you have one of those?
Yeah.
But like, so granted, it's not a common game, but to have one of those, not the fun spot version that's running Daphne and all the bullshit, but like an actual, like his Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, like actually original, running the hardware, doing it proper. You have one of those?
Yeah.
The Cliffhanger was my I think my main answer. I have other ones that I wrote down, but I want to let everyone else answer before I talk about those two.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's left? Leo, are you ready to come back and you have a new answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Although I think skee ball is still an awesome answer.
I
would stick with it.
The reason I get why he doesn't have it is because it's a ticket machine, so it's like you would really like. Then he'd have to like have something that you redeem tickets for, and it takes a lot of space.
No, I don't think so though.
No, you don't necessarily need
It's still
tickets.
a score thing.
Yeah,
it's still a high score.
I just think it would be great. Like, us would we play each other and just be like, let's see who can get the highest
Fuck
score.
yeah.
Like,
Who can get a 400 at ski? Well,
exactly.
the max score.
That would be a lot of fun.
Like, I would roll balls with a beer in my hand. Fuck you guys. I would roll balls like all day Saturday, like just fucking off, like just playing skee ball from like the moment they open with a beer in one hand and just rolling balls in the other hand all day long.
Yeah,
for quarters.
Like
that would be a super fun.
And it would be.
There's a great dollar game too. Like throw in a dollar.
High score.
Game?
High score. Exactly. Yeah. High score. Yeah, absolutely.
And I suck at fucking skee ball.
It's
such a fun game.
It is fun.
The last time Jacobson was at Brofest, when he was, because he was operating those games at the brewery, and I'm like, "What's the number one game?" And he didn't even have to go skee ball. He goes, "Man, skee ball kills it." He goes, "They've got 2 machines at that brewery,
People go and play it, just they'll drop a quarter in there. Yeah, exactly.
Why the hell do you see it?
I know.
Anybody will play skee ball. Yeah. And actually, we did, like, when John was here in Denver for that little goofy thing he did down here, but, like, we did a skee ball tournament.
That's right. I remember that.
Yep. And it's like, that's brilliant. It's perfect.
So,
approachable game.
Sneakfest next year is going to have a skee ball tournament aspect to it, too. So
goddamn right.
Yeah. So the other game I had thought of, which is kind of very similar to it, it's called Poker Keno, which is, I don't know if they have that out by you guys. So you get it. It's a flat surface, and it has cards ace through 10, and you have to make your best poker hand with 5 balls. So you can it'll be like, let's say you get 2 pair, you get like 15 tickets, you get like full house, you get 25 tickets. So it's a similar type game. They have a bunch around here. They have one at Joe's Playland, which is near me, and they had a bunch at the Nantasket Beach one that I always just go to. So that's something that I would like to go play. And they actually have some at ACAM as well too. Since Dave stole my fucking skee ball answer, that's what I'm going to go with.
I didn't mean to steal it.
I know. I'm just kidding with you.
All right. So no. I just came up with an amazing drunk idea.
Uh-huh.
What if you merged the 2 ideas and you said skee ball, not for points, but you put cards on the slots, and you got to make your best poker hand from what you fucking roll.
I see. Yeah, because that plays into it. The nice thing about the wide range, it's I think it's 25 wide because it'll do straight flushes, so there'll be like the 10 of diamonds, the 10 of clubs, and like
be a lot
the
more.
ace 10. Exactly. But I do like that where you could be like, oh look, I got the first 4. Now you got to hit that aces.
It's like cricket.
4-1. Yeah, right. Aces will be in the corner. Like
it's like 301.
That's 301.
Yeah. You got to all of a sudden go for something else. Like, oh fuck.
Right.
Now what am I going for?
You just can't go for like the drain every time because that won't.
Yeah.
But it's like you gotta like deal a hand and then like roll the fucking balls in the right holes. So you add like poker to skee ball.
Yes, that's what Poker Keno is about. Yeah, that also might be a part of next year's Sneakfest tournament. So we shall see. More to come.
I don't know how many dollars I lost playing poker.
That was the best when you looked at Leo and he's like, "What?" You're like, "What did I do wrong?" You're looking at Leo like,
yeah. David and I gave each other yeah.
No. We just decided we made a P and a VP decision. Yeah, we're good with it.
It's like
Don't say I made a P decision, Dave. Please don't do that. Give my history. All right.
Oh God.
Hey, Jim's just here on time to
Jimbo,
answer the question.
Yes, answer the question.
Answer the question.
Before Jim speaks, my daughter, we watched Goonies. Did I text you this?
No.
We watched Goonies last week, and she loved it and wanted to watch it again.
Nice.
How old is she?
11. My son watched it, too, for a little bit. But he's only 5. But no, her and her friend watched it. She really liked it. Liked it.
Nice. That's a good one.
Now you got to show her the TV version that has the octopus in it.
Yes. That scene's on in the deleted scenes.
It's in the deleted. Okay.
On the DVD, but there could be a TV.
I had the DVD. I didn't watch the deleted scenes.
Yeah, there's an octopus attack, and it's funny because in the theatrical cut at the very end when they come running out onto the beach, one of the kids says, "And there was an octopus and and you're like, octopus? What? There's no octopus.
It's kind of like lost in there. You have to kind of
you gotta listen.
I remember the octopus. I thought he was just exaggerating.
Yeah, no.
Well, you
it's
can
a
interpret it that
scene.
way too. Yeah.
They get attacked by a giant octopus, so check that out.
All right, let's hear Jim's
Yeah,
answer.
Wait. Sorry. So, what's Leo's official answer? I'm sorry.
Poker Keno.
Poker Keno. So cliffhanger and then poker. Keno.
In the butt.
Poker in her cliff a mole.
Yeah.
So Jimbo, you are.
All right. It's interesting because you guys were talking about how you're struggling with this one, and I thought of like 3 or 4 games like right out of the chute.
Yeah,
Just
me
really
too.
easy. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
I have games
heard you
that
guys-
like weren't that he doesn't have, but it's like games that would anyone else play?
Doesn't
Anyone
matter. You
other
want
than
All right, that's what you want.
Yeah.
That was my worry about the skee ball that it would be too,
Yeah.
too big and like
Sorry.
not a lot of people would play. Yeah.
Sorry. So Jim, please answer your question. We can go into it.
I heard you guys say Toki, but I mean, I'll skip that one because that's obvious. Kicker. He doesn't have a kicker.
Oh,
and I
that's
have,
a
and I have a
kicker.
spare fucking board he could buy. You know?
Yeah, but I have kicker on my list right there of things I was thinking of. So there you go.
Cool.
And then
I agree.
Trog. He needs a dedicated Trog.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Let's see what it is.
I was guessing actually that you would go for that one.
And that game is a
And that's
smaller
fun.
footprint than a Konami cabinet. And he's got a boat ton of Konami games, so he could combine like a couple into one cabinet or something. Or I mean, I know that's not his MO, but it's a smaller footprint than one of those Konami cabinets.
But he could have like a game of the week where he just swaps out like
Yeah.
the CPS 1 or CPS 2 boards out of that his cabinet and be like, fuck it, like I've got all these boards, let's just start.
That's a good suggestion, Andrew. I think
Yeah.
doesn't in your local guy there with the one up. I can't think of his name right now.
Exidy.
Exidy. Doesn't he do like a game of the month or something like that? They'll bring in a game just for a month and then
Yeah.
they rotate it
They
out.
have like a featured spot. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's kind of neat, you know.
But
If you
like
have
if you-
limited space and you just want to try out different things to get exposure to, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, and just like
Yeah.
tell people ahead of time where it's like, like look, we've got this the Big Blue, right, or CPS 2
Yeah.
cabinet, and we're gonna swap in, this game, then this game,
Yeah.
then this game, and then
I'd have a sign for it for sure.
we're always gonna have a fresh game coming in if you have suggestions.
Game of the month.
Yeah, game of the month.
Yeah.
Yep, I'd have a
Game of
sign
TM.
right over it.
Yeah.
Does Steve? Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just does they don't have versus gun games? Do they have Duck Hunt or Hogan's Alley out on the floor?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I'm surprised.
He has no versus gun games.
Yeah, because they were down at Fun Spot this year and it was a bummer because my wife wanted to play and my kids wanted to play.
Did he have the one Carrie has with the robot versus the whatever?
Oh, Escape from the Robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I don't
monsters
think
now.
he does.
He doesn't have
No.
that either. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So
Can I
and
go?
he had Space Harry.
Well, now it sounds like Steve's collection just really sucks.
250 some odd.
I know,
shitty-ass
right?
games.
It's definitely it's not a completion.
actually more like 300 now. That's good. It's gonna be.
Yeah, no, we should underscore the fact that like this question. I mean, Jimbo obviously had some answers, but like this is a
yeah.
difficult question.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and the funny thing is
has
that
so many great games.
in the years past, so like one year I'm like, you need an Arkanoid, and then one year I'm like, you need a Super Punch Out. And he's got him. So
Right.
he listens to our requests. That's the other thing. Like he can't
does,
like,
yeah.
be like, man, he never gets man. Yeah.
No, he gets a lot of stuff. Can I throw out some honorable mentions? Maybe, well, ones that I
All right,
thought
here we
of,
go.
right?
Now's where I'm
Okay.
hoping you're going to say the one I'm thinking.
All right.
well,
So
maybe.
one at a time. So go around the room though. So like just say one and then let someone
Okay.
else say one.
All right, I'll say one. Star Rider.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
And now he had one, but it was missing the seat or something like that, or the
Yeah.
You didn't have the
you're missing part of it. Yeah.
A disc or the player or something.
No, part of the
cabinet.
cabinet. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like the wheel or the seat. It was something like that.
I was so bummed that it was at CAX and the power supply failed.
Ah.
And it was a special power supply that
That's the only Williams Laserdisc game too, I think, right?
I think so, yeah. And it was running before that. It's like, no,
Right.
I could have seen it again. Very rare. Okay, who else does it? I got like 5, so I don't know who else to go
I was
through.
thinking Bank Panic would be a fun game to get.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Good,
Nice one.
good one.
That's a good
Yeah.
I forgot about that game.
I love that game.
Yep.
After playing it, Leo, there was just one for sale on Claw, but it looked kind of shitty. Did you see that? I didn't even
No.
send it to you because I didn't think you should get it. I nixed it for you. It wasn't a good one for you.
I appreciate. No, you're like the bouncer of like my arcade collection.
You only had 5 minutes to preview it and give your best offer.
Oh my God! I just commented on that thread. I only read it when it was at page 17. Now I'm done. I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah. So I'll pop in and say one. So it's kind of in the same vein of my last one, which was Chicken Shift. It's another one I really am going to try to build one of my own. Is Snake Pit.
Yeah.
Another probably.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's a unique, fun game to play. So, all right. Anybody else?
Yeah. So I mean, so along the same lines of like the CPS one stuff, I think UN Squadron is a shmup.
Oh, that's another good one.
It's a great fucking game.
Yep.
So UN Squadron's my next one. I have more.
Sense.
Oh, 8-Bit Hit has a good one. I'll hold off on that one.
Dave, you got something,
what up,
right?
Brewster, by the way?
I've got 2, and I bet you they're on one of them's on, or both of them are on Mock's list. But I'll say when I want Astron Belt.
Oh no, that wasn't on my list, but yep,
Mhm.
with the ripped off Star Trek footage.
Yeah, I played it as a kid, but I don't remember that. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah. I have that on the MAME cabinet. I should fire it up one of these nights.
Love to see that.
Dial it up.
Pew, 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 pew. Anybody else?
Well, so I want to. Sorry, I already just went. So.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I mean, I know he just said it during the talk, but like Space Harrier, I want him to bring Space Harrier back.
Yeah.
I know he
Yeah,
got rid of it because he wanted to put Outrun, basically. So same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had
I think he sold it too, actually.
He did.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
did sell it.
wow. I was kind of surprised.
It was
yeah.
sold.
That was yeah.
It was on Cloud for a little while.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude. Like, I want to buy that, but there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There was one in Buffalo Upright for like $700 less than a year ago, and I should have bought it. If it was,
Yeah, they go for a lot now.
I missed out on Upright for 300.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the
My
game.
buddy Chris, too, your head bought it. And I think he sold it for like $1,000 or so, something like that.
I mean, to me, it's like $1,000, maybe a $1,200 game if it's in really nice condition.
The regular Upright?
The regular upright, not a full motion, obviously. Yeah. Not the. Yeah, actually, Steve.
I was surprised. I was like, these are really worth that much? Jeez.
They are, but
Yeah.
like Forgotten World,
Crazy.
it's like one of those things where it's like,
Yeah.
really? But there's the upright, there's the sit down,
And then the full motion.
and then there's the sit down full motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 3, and Steve used to have the sit down.
Mhm.
So I mean, even if it's just Steve got back an upright, I think that would be fucking awesome. I love that game. I want to be better at that game. For some reason, the basic mechanics that third person follow behind, but also has like a afterburner style, like a jet style, like you pull down to go up, you go forward to go down.
Yeah.
That fucks with me in a way that it shouldn't, but it does. And that
If you were an airline pilot or something, that's how you do it. Right?
it would feel natural,
Yeah.
right? But like, I want to be good at that game, and I didn't get a chance to play it enough. Yeah. So yeah, bring back Space Harrier. I don't even care if it's the upright. I just want to play that game more at Grinkers.
Did you guys ever see in your heyday Galaxian 3, that little theater room you'd go into?
No,
with,
I've seen
I've only
pictures of it.
seen the one that John posted on.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the one that's up.
I thought I saw it
Yeah,
before.
sure,
That somebody
Hampshire
in
one.
Europe had one
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I went to an arcade up north just before LA. They had this. It was a like a golf and arcade place, like miniature golf and stuff. But they
Right.
had one there that was back in the day.
Wow.
But it was pretty weird because it was like its own room, and I think it had 4 or 5 chairs in it, and it had the
What I
little
did is
6
player.
chairs.
Yeah.
6 chairs.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
It's
See,
huge.
It was. I think it has 2 laserdisc projectors behind you.
Yep.
That shoot on the wall. It was just insane. They're blended together.
Projectors. They're blending. It's like a X-Men or Darius.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Where it's like it's got the same thing, but it's played across multiple monitors.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. So in Japan, they had one that had chairs that moved around the room. So it was like a simulator. So you're flying through. So
where was that?
Pretty bizarre.
Sorry, where was that game available?
Oh, somewhere in Japan. Oh, there we go.
I'm invested in this conversation. So. I'm sober and I'm invested.
So Steve, go get a Galaxian 3 and put it in the expansion.
Right. Knock down that Asian restaurant that you've got.
Yeah.
Galaxian 3.
I've never
like a
seen
whole
anyone
room
eat in
itself.
that place. I've never seen anyone eat in that restaurant.
All right. We should make a pact to have dinner in that restaurant this year.
Sure.
All right.
All right. So
Friday night.
late lunch, maybe.
Whatever.
Early dinner.
We
4
should
to
figure
5
out,
p.m. in that range.
I want to have a
What are you, a senior citizen?
Dude,
Eat too late or I'll get a cramp.
it's like drinking time once it gets like 5 or 6. Fuck that dinner shit. Bring the beer.
food just dilutes the drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
We got priorities here.
Yeah.
Delays it, maybe.
I could get a $15 kung pao chicken, or I can get a $2 sandwich.
Have any of you guys actually looked at the menu there? Is it just like a basic kung pao chicken kind of place, or is it?
I don't know. I've never looked at the.
Over the last 5 years, I've never even looked.
They have
at
a spicy cat as their special dish.
Oh. That's gonna come back when they plans.
Kung pao kitty.
It's a
Yeah.
Szechuan seagull.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. So what are the games that people have got for they wanted to bring to?
Mark, you had some more, right?
Yeah, I got a bunch. Okay, so like I like Attacks with the 2 X's.
Oh, the Atari one?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
where it's kind of like Othello style a little
Yeah.
bit. Where you got the goop. If you guys
I
have
do
ever got a
remember
chance to
playing that
play
one back in the day.
that's
Yep.
that's a lot of fun to play with somebody. That's a
Mhm.
last interactive board game, I guess you'd call it. I like the Punisher a lot. That beat 'em up.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a big blue fucking.
I love
game.
Punisher.
I had one and sold it at CAX last year, actually.
A Punisher?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, I think that game's a blast. I love that. I think it's better than Final Fight. I like how you can pull out a gun and shoot guys, and I don't know. It's pretty violent. I dug it. Let's see.
Actually, Final Fight was sorry, and I still have on my list. So Final Fight actually was one of the ones I threw out there as a CPS1 game because I think that he lacks some of those older Capcom games, which are still 80s games.
like Willow and stuff like that.
Yeah, Willow,
Yeah.
Final Fight, like those ones are ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Willow, I have that board and a fucking marquee and a bezel. Fuck that game. Fuck Willow.
Yeah.
That game.
Willow
fucking,
sucks.
that fucking game cheats.
You know what
so
ruins
bad.
that game is having to charge your shot, and it takes forever. I hate that game.
God damn, I have the board. And
It's lame.
it's
It's no Cuphead.
no Cuphead. It feels cheaty.
It
the game
does.
feels like it's cheating. It's
Mhm.
like I don't
Lame.
even you're not even giving me the tools to learn how to play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Steve have a cloak and dagger?
Yes, he
Oh.
does. It's by, I know right where it is. It was across from right by Marble Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, back
Madness.
row. That's right.
Yeah, kind of with Alpine
By that
Sea,
pirate
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Golden
weird
Balls
pirate
or
game.
whatever.
Yeah, kind of over in that region.
With,
Yeah.
wasn't there some funny animation with that? It looked like dude is whacking off or something.
Oh yeah, he
like-
does
Yeah.
the sword.
The sword.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Not quite as bad as the fantasy sword, where it's like he just
Yeah.
The wiggles.
The big old flopper.
Mhm.
like
Elephant
Okay,
trunk.
so real quick, I got like 3 other games. I got how about Firefox Laserdisc game?
be an
I like
easy one.
that.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I'd like that.
Great movie.
And What was the other one? Mach 3.
I was going to say that, Steve. I knew that was going to be on your list.
Oh, was that? Oh.
I said one of them's not Steve. You didn't say Astro Bell, but a Mach 3. I did that too.
Yeah. And it'd be really cool to have a real rare, weird Laserdisc game like Time Gal or Road Avenger or
Mad Dog,
whatever.
Mad Dog
McCree.
And I
those kind of weird games.
I thought for sure that Leo was going to say Mad Dog.
Yeah, I tried.
I thought Jim was going to say that.
Why would I say?
What's his
I thought you like Mad Dog.
Orange Whip.
I do,
Orange Whip loves that game. He would have said that. I'm guessing.
Necro says Kroll, but Steve has Kroll.
Steve has
Yeah.
I think
How about an arm wrestling?
Someone said that in the chat. Yeah.
I played that
How about
arcade.
Loverboy?
Someone said that in chat.
Yeah.
The Loverboy. That's what I was going to
Family friendly. Yeah, it's only after the hours of 10 o'clock.
It's in the back room next to the kegs.
That's going to be next year.
It's behind a black curtain.
It's next to all the hot dogs in the crock pot. Yeah.
Before 10 o'clock, it's Pac-Man, and then it turns into Loverboy.
All right, so I'm going to mention a couple of the guys said in the chat. So 8-Bit Pit, Drewster, you guys know him?
Yep.
Oh,
he's in there, so awesome. He said, which I think is a great one, but that would absolutely be the most expensive game he'd have on the floor. It would be Varcon. That's like that vertical pinball game that's in a Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. It's very hard. And then let's see. Nash Villain said Cops. You guys remember? That's the one I think. What's his name talked about? Kumo Craig talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a Laserdisc game, I want to say, or has part Laserdisc in it or something. I don't remember now.
I don't remember that one.
And he also said Skull and Crossbones. And
I think he said Outrun. Did he say Outrun too?
Maybe.
Outrun, I think.
He has Outrun. David Pitt also said Gallagher, the Laserdisc. That's super rare too.
Super rare. Yep.
I've only seen that at CAX. Yeah. But so Mock, the other one I was thinking you were gonna say, which you've talked about it multiple times, and there was actually one for sale, and we tried to get Steve to. I think he reached out to the guy to buy it. The guy was like in Chicago or something like that. It's a cockpit game that was in a movie that you talked about. It's like Night Stalker or Night Striker.
Oh, yeah. I should have said that one.
That's the one with the panning lights in it, right?
Yeah, that's what I should have said.
I totally thought that was going to be the game.
I take back everything. That's what I
want. My suspicion was correct. Right? Yeah.
My RetroPie, the controls are fucked up, and I got to.
Is that the one that they had an upright of at PAX a couple years ago? That you
there's an upright of that too. Yeah, I remember we played it, right? And we played it to the end.
Okay, so that's the same game I'm thinking of, but the cockpit version has like the panning lights and sound.
Yeah, the lights will go by your face, and then the wheels light up like this in the front.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool. And what was the movie it was in? You said some
Scanners 2.
Scanners 2. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. And then he blows up the arcade with his mind.
Yeah.
God, I totally forgot about that.
And then there's two others that I was hoping he'd get eventually, and lo and behold, he got them both from me, which is Forgotten Worlds and Road Blaster's Cockpit.
Yeah. I love the Road Blaster's cockpit in
Board Bastards.
Bastards. Get that Devo hat.
Oh no.
God, I was frequent so bad.
The Stormtrooper's wearing it.
Oh, so you did get one, right?
Yeah. I totally barely even remember ordering it, and I did not remember ordering it until I got like the confirmation the next day when it was like, "Hey, we just shipped your order," and I was like, "What fucking order?"
Better call the credit card company.
Necro said a black cockpit. Yeah, that'd be a good one too. That would probably be one you could actually fit in. 34.
Dude,
Nice.
I'm not sure I want to go there with this.
Yeah. I love that it arrives at your door and you're like, who the fuck ordered this?
I remembered as soon as I got the email, I was like, I ordered one of those last night, didn't I? But I felt bad because it's like Mock's thing, and I was like, I don't want to be like jumping on his tree.
Okay, I don't want that to be a recurring thing often.
So before I want to mention this, and I'll try and mention it several more times before Grinkers actually happens. We have some awesome sponsors out there that have already stepped up. We have over $2,000 in prizes and cash actually this year. So
nice.
Up right now, as of right now, we have $400 actual cash that's going to be part of the prize pool. And then, like I said, over 2,000 total purse there. So let me just go down the list real quick. Thank these guys in advance. So us, the Arcade Hangout, this whole game, Arcade Parts and Repair. That's he goes by Security
101.
The 0001 0001. Peter's his name. Great guy. Looking forward to keep working with him in the future.
He and his wife were at Grinkers last.
Really knowledgeable guy.
Awesome people.
He goes overboard to help everybody out, so that's awesome. And then Crafty Mech, he's going to do a TPG. And listening in the chat tonight, the Drewster, he's got a YouTube channel, the 8-Bit Pit. So he actually is one of the cash donators, so awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, very cool. And I think he's getting up. He texted me a couple days ago. He's almost at 1,000 subscribers. So that's a benchmark. I think that congratulations. So, that's
more than us.
we might have 2. We might have 2,000. Yeah. Orange. Yeah. No, I think the last he said was we have around 400 or 500 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And then going down the list here, Arcade Crusade. That he also goes by Matroid on KLV.
Our buddy Matroid, who's friends with Skeleton Dick.
Yeah. And the new one this year.
It makes me laugh every time.
The new one this year, I think, I don't know if it's Andrew. You know, is it his first year this year? I'm not sure. He goes by Geech, Geech on KLV.
I think it might be his first year.
I think it's his first year. So he's local to the Portland crew up there. He actually did some awesome stuff too. And Steve okayed this and everything. He just wanted some way. That's probably a tax write-off for him, I'm guessing. I don't know. He's a realtor, so he's going to have a logo of his realty company. So if you're in the Portland area, it's Chris Dorr with Remax. So he actually did, I think, $400 for this stuff. A couple of gift cards to High Score Saves, and then $300 cash, which is freaking awesome, man. So Chris, thank you. And Slackmo is back again this year. He's got what he calls a 6100 XL repair kit. So I guess it's more caps than you can believe it. I don't know.
every cap and resistor and everything you need. 100 monitor.
So Slackmo Slaughterhouse. I love that.
Every
logo.
single one that Jack would not install.
What? What's that, Jerry?
I said every single one of them you would not install.
Right, yeah.
if any one of us gets that prize, we'll just give it to Gack. Be like, here you go.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, great.
What do you do with this? He's basically offering the ultimate shotgun kit for a 6100.
Yeah.
It's like everything you would need to rebuild just shotgun everything. It's just
And so then going down the list here, John Jahuan, Easy Coin Up. He's got the quarter coin buttons he pushed to credit every game.
Those are cool.
Those again. Yep, very awesome. The Arcade Buffet, our buddy Buffett. I've had a couple messages with him in the last couple weeks. So he just said he's just been super busy. He wants to come back on the Hangout. He just is I think overloaded with work. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll throw myself in the mix. I've got a couple parts I've been making. Like recently I did the Cloak and Dagger control panels. the Repro control panel, so I'm going to donate one of those. And and I'm actually in the process of making them right now. Is extra narrow sheet metal light boxes for marquees.
Oh,
so
you're gonna
kind of artwork to put on the wall. What's that? What's that, Mark?
You're gonna talk about that already? I thought we were gonna.
No. We're not talking about that yet.
Anything else?
What he's saying, I'm
donating stuff for the prize pool for the main tournament stuff. So like I'm doing ones that will fit Tron, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, that kind of stuff. Those marquees. So, but yeah, I'll show it as we get closer. And then also Slick Nick. So he's been a good supporter the last few years too. So he always brings something fun, So
and a presenter on the show. He's
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, awesome. So it's looking as good as any other year. We have about close to 100 people all pre-registered already. So,
97 people or something already.
Yeah. Yep. So
we are on track for being a typical awesome year at Grinkers.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, good times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to get that out. I'll get it out a couple more times.
It's good to get the sponsors.
No, it's true. And we have just a couple more days for VIPs, which we should talk about. So the VIP, we're closing that stuff down by September 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also having our special whack-off event at Grinkers. So that's going to be playing the game Wacko for high score. You have the whole weekend to play the game. And we've got some amazing prizes. So we just announced. So first off,
and a shirt.
We have custom shirts, which are only ever going to be available at this event.
Mm-hmm.
And these are, I am pushing this old game as far as I can to get these shirts as awesome as I can. So we're spending top dollar for every shirt for this event. So this is the only tournament that we've ever done to date, I think, that actually has a registration fee. So it is $30, but you're guaranteed a t-shirt, one of our custom t-shirts that we're doing.
Full color t-shirt.
As close to full color as we can get this whole game to do.
Yeah.
They can't do, it's not full CMYK color, it's spot color. So but they are going to be screen printed, awesome t-shirts. I am pushing Rich and Kendra as far as I can with this design to get this as close as I can to the original artwork. But in addition to that, I announced a couple of days ago that we are doing marquees as well. So we are creating a marquee that we're going to put on Steve's game at the show that's going to say whack off.
Awesome.
And we are giving some of the top placing players in the tournament whack off marquees, these custom one-off marquees. Yes, thank you.
One more.
So it's a big deal because like we're printing these things, and the marquees are going to be amazing. So like the t-shirts are going to be astounding. The marquees are going to be, they should be digitally printed, fully color, amazing. They should fit Wacko machines, so they are going to be the parallelogram, cattywampus, awkward marquees that Wacko is. And we're going to be giving away to the top players in the tournament free marquees. That's going to be part of the prize pool. And I've announced on the thread that if you want to pre-order, if you're not confident about your whack-off skills, we will pre-sale some marquees. But we're only going to print just enough marquees for this event. So if you want a marquee, let me know on Clav. I've posted on the thread that PM me. I've already got a few sold. So thank you for the guys who reached out to me who are pre-ordering those marquees. I have a couple left, so please let us know, and I'll make sure that you have a marquee available. Otherwise, the marquees will be available. $50 is what we're charging for the marquees. They're, again, custom cut.
Which, honestly, that is super reasonable. I mean, most of the time, not talking it down at all, but, like a Hangout one is $100. Yeah. We do a custom, and they do a run of 100 of those, and we're doing much less quantity of that, and these custom angle cut,
and so that's it.
$50
this is one run. We're only doing whack off for this event. This marquee will only be available this one time, so that's it. So if you want one, let me know, and we'll make sure we have one available. But I think we're just about at our cutoff for that as well. So we're gonna do the same thing. So please, if you're gonna pre-register, either
about 3 days.
message me on Clav or send me an email. So Andrew at tw34k.com. Next couple days, and then we're closing it out.
And we've got roughly 20-ish pre-registers right now for that. Nice.
So there's a 2020. So there's a good chance that if you win a marquee, yeah. So we've got some great prizes, and any dollar left over from what we spend on T-shirts, marquees, stickers. This is a non-profit. We are a non-profit tournament event. So any dollars left over is not stuff that we put in our pockets or give to Steve, for that matter. So if there's any money left over, we're giving that to the winners. So if we are able to come in under budget on the cost of T-shirts and marquees and all the stickers and bonus shit that we try and put together for you guys, that's going to go into a prize pool that the winners will win 100%. So just want to make sure that everyone knows that, like, this is zero profit. Like, no one is making a dollar. You guys are going to make the dollars. So just come out for the event and play.
And you want to talk about Nat at all?
Yeah, so that's true. So
I'm going to sign off. Sorry, it's getting late by me. Sorry, sorry.
Leo.
Greg Momentum. Talk to y'all. See you next week. Later, guys. Later.
Yep.
So yeah, we're definitely going to do a Nat tournament as well. We haven't picked the games, so this group here needs to talk about that very soon.
All right, so Steve just chimed in on our IRC. He does not have a microphone, but he said he'll have one by next week. So.
All right, so next week, our show title will be The Return of Steve from Grinkers.
Yes, there we go.
Send the game list, Steve.
We do need to get Nashville and Clint on here also.
And Clint, yeah.
He does not have a webcam. Yeah, that's annoying. So Clint does not have a webcam, but he does have a mic. So, hey, man, let's take what we can get. Let's get him on here. So
I think next week, if we can get those guys to commit to joining the show, well, let's get them on the pre-show, and we'll make sure that everything's working. And so we'll sort that out and make sure those guys on, because we need to promote this stuff. And actually, hopefully by then we'll have a game list.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Steve.
Yeah. Just saying, buddy, we need to pick some games.
You're listening right now. We need that list.
I need to finish the trophies, so we need to get we need to know what the third
one is
going to be. If it's going to be trackball challenge or I hate this game challenge or
the you shit at my house challenge.
Oh no.
You shit at my house.
No.
Challenge. Love it or hate it. Whatever.
So just a quick wrap up on Grinkers. So VIPs rack up. Yeah. Thank you. So VIPs in by Friday, is it? Yep. So
Friday. So
VIPs in by this Friday, and whack off registrants in by Friday. So please, you got a couple days left, but we're excited to put on an amazing event for you guys again.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Skeleton dick.
Yeah, there it is, buddy, right there. Look at that happy skeleton dick.
That's just such a funny combination of words. Like
I want those guys to come back because I want more stickers.
I think that actually tops Cheek Sneak, because that one, like, every time you've ever said it, I've been in tears crying, including tonight.
Dude, his face plant off the bench behind Grinkers.
Oh my god!
Afterwards,
The sound of a face who is perching on top of a bench, who just falls forward.
Do you remember how he fell? He was doing? He's trying to reach for his cigarette.
Yeah,
with his fingers.
Yeah, and he didn't stop. Man. He didn't stop himself with his hand at all. It was just
went whap.
It was his face against the pavement. That sound
Hard.
Forever haunts me.
Chris, I think his name is.
Yeah, skeleton.
That boy's body shop is a bowling ball.
He wasn't at Grinkers last year, actually.
No, they only came out the 1 year.
Yeah.
So I think they're in Austin based.
Just say it out loud. It makes you laugh.
Necros, no, he was a guy from Texas, right?
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
I think it's Austin.
Okay.
Dave likes the crotch shots.
I do. I love them. Right
He does
there.
that like 4 times a show.
You know why I'm doing? Why am I doing that? You know.
At least he has like shorts on.
But he's
No,
not
it's-
naked with a
Not
boner.
the tiny whiteys.
No, it's because I have the
Bodysuit.
laptop on the desk with the PC behind it, the desktop, and I'm doing it because I have the chat up here, and I'm like the screen.
Oh, you got your dual screen set up. There you go.
Yeah. This is the cheesy dual screen. I have the laptop with the webcam, and then the desktop behind it.
There you go.
And I'm doing it so I can see the screen and whatever. Andrew, I just sent you an email. I got to pay for my whacking off.
Oh yeah,
It's time to pay up.
it's time.
All those
And
years.
Be the fiddler.
So, what'd you guys do this week?
I had some arcade stuff
Yeah, you got some games. Did you ship a couple games? I hope.
Thursday. They went out. I wasn't there, but I went there today, and they are gone. So
I haven't got a phone call, so I'm hoping.
Yeah, I've got
might get one of
the
those.
they left the shipping in the unit, and so they are gone. Yeah, I called the guy. I'm like, hey, did they come and get those games today? Like, yeah. I'm like, well, he doesn't know. He goes, they just. But I went today, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, and also I sold my color tapper back to the original guy that I got it from.
Wait, so
You
What?
missed it that much, huh?
wait, what? You gotta tell that story.
I paid more too,
Yeah.
Here's the best part.
because that's how I roll.
No, so yeah. So
We're gonna have
he
to fucking
paid.
rewind this
I
conversation.
traded it for
Just
one
walk
fire
back in.
escape
I traded for a fire escape, and I sold it back to the guy I traded it
for
with.
2 fire escapes.
Yeah.
No. I sold it straight up
He lost it in a poker game.
because he was he missed it, and I was talking about it. We were on the phone. I'm like, well, if you want to buy it, you can buy it because I don't have the room. And I go, if you buy it right now, I'll wrap it up like it's wrapped unbelievable, and it can sit in my storage unit until he comes next year for vacation, or until he wants to ship it. Because he drove last year from my buddy from Baltimore, and he missed it, and then he goes, I regret. They always talk about game year because he's a tapper guy,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like an impulse thing at Grinkers. Oh, I got a color tapper, and he has a regular tapper, and he was like, it was like an impulse thing, but he loves his fire escape, loves it. So he's like, no, I'm like, you know what? I don't have an attachment to the color tapper, and neither does he, but he like regrets it because that's kind of his game, and he kind of wanted it back.
So
I'm
wait,
like,
now you sold him back. So now he still has a color and non-color tapper.
He has a non-color tapper in his house. The color tapper is in my storage unit, wrapped, amazing. I said it can stay there as long as until I get rid of the storage unit.
What the fuck?
You
What
would
is
think
this
you would think of
what is
wrapping
this
it.
tapper hoarder
fact,
thing?
Dave, dare I say that I have no doubt that your children were not an accident because you know how to wrap shit.
Yeah,
Oh, wrap.
exactly.
I double bag it,
You double bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
I think there was like $50 worth of wrapping on each game.
Yeah.
Between like
pretty much.
shipping, blankets, and all these boxes.
And I just sold, I sold one this week to a guy from England, and we're so I go, I will wrap it. It's gonna be wrapped well to go to England. And then the tapper I wrapped the best because I was like, all right, I put 4 moving blankets all over the place. Even though, because I go to my friend, I go, it can stay in the storage units until I get rid of it. I go, that's fine with me, but I'm gonna wrap it so I don't have to worry it's not gonna get
You're
bumped.
just upset because it was not a Bud Light tapper.
No, I just don't have room for it. I honestly don't have room, and I'm like, I gotta bring it here, and since it's not at my house, I'm not attached. And I got the so this week there was that, and I got the Marble Madness working, which is amazing.
Hey,
So
what fixed
everybody, it was the voltages. They were a little low, and I pumped it up a little bit, 5.1, and it fired right up.
Nice.
Well, not fired right up, but there was, just for everybody, like I had
Mhm.
game shipped from California. Carrie sold me her Tron, or we traded, and then it gets here and it's not working 100%. Same with Marble Madness.
I mean, it bounces at 3,000 miles.
Yes,
Right.
That happens.
Like,
That happens. It's no.
So I pulled Qbert because I sold Qbert. So Qbert came out of the wall. It's over there now. I have no idea.
Sold Qbert.
Yeah, there it is. It's over there. Whoop, there's Qbert going away. That's
damn.
Bye, Qbert.
I'm surprised by that.
That one's ready to go. But it was working when it's back there. I have no idea if it works now, but it's going out the door working.
Yeah,
that's working. That's working.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like you ship it, you move it, you check it out.
Nothing personal.
It works here. What can I say?
So I was like pulling out the multimeter. I thought maybe in my mind with Marble Madness, I thought the daughter board just got loose because he suggested it, and that's what I thought. I go, I bet you it's a little loose just from the move. So I unplugged it, put it back in a couple times, nothing, and then I got a hint of it. The screen came on. Then I got, oh my god, and then nothing, and then the screen was blank, and then beeping. Then it said exception error. At least I got an error, and then he's like maybe up the voltages because it was like 4.99, 5, just up at maybe 5.1, and I did, and now it's working. And
That's
I played
awesome.
with it was great. It was a good feeling. And I acquired an additional fire escape. I didn't pick it up today, but I made the deal. Not from the big lot. It was in a fire hall.
You bought a new fire escape?
Right,
I bought one more fire escape. Just because.
Serious?
Yes. It was the only other one in Western New York that I knew of, and it was in a fire hall. And he says, "Oh, the ball's just not." I didn't even plug it in.
I see. I get it. You're monopolizing so you can control the market. That's what
I am not sure if that's the most brilliant or stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Retarded.
That might be brilliant, but that might be fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I bought another fire escape.
Yeah, I heard what you're saying, Jim.
Retarded.
Yeah.
I've been working on this for like 2 months. I kept going in there, and he's like, "Oh, we got to talk to them." I didn't pay a lot, but I haven't even plugged it in. But it wasn't in a barn. The only thing it's missing the base. So when I got there, because they had it in the corner with blankets on it because it wasn't working anymore, but it was on like a little dolly thing. So I didn't realize when I got, it's missing the base, which isn't a huge deal, but it just tears up the bottom a little bit. But it still wasn't in a barn. It still looked decent.
How does it smell?
It doesn't smell barnish. But I mean,
I can't wait to find out what my garage smells like after I move 4 of those fucking things in here.
No. But you remember, yours have not been in a barn for a year, and they've all been cleaned with the day. I did clean them.
Okay.
I did spray vinegar. I did simple green on the outside. It's not like I just I didn't open the coin door. You might have some ice nests in there, but in the buckets. But as far as they're not just straight up barn. No, they have chemicals on them for sure. Carries, I put cheeses twice. I put one of those damp aids in there. I went nuts with Carries because I'm like, this woman's putting it in her house.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's a woman,
and it's a girl, exactly.
Yeah,
right?
it's a girl. I want this to be not disgusting.
It smells like a cow pie surprise.
It has a distinctive odor. It does not smell bad. It just smells like fire escape.
Just smells.
It smells. No, but it has a distinctive.
Mine smells kind of like fire ass escape.
Fire ass.
Oh yeah.
Fire ass.
You put the vinegar and the damp aid, and then maybe you have like a
arcade douching.
A stick up in there.
You gotta like arcade douche it.
Yes.
Well, the good news is here in Colorado, there's no moisture anywhere in the air, so we'll dry that shit right the fuck out.
I feel bad for the first guys who got the first ones because they didn't, they went from barn to and I didn't go crazy with chemicals.
Fresh.
Yeah, like the one
I
I
have
sold.
the ball powder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you need the Frosty the
The
Snowman
gold
version of that.
bond powder. Just
Gold Bond's a must. Everybody has it.
With the menthol in it.
Yeah.
But it's not like red pea. It's just like
that was
musty.
still one of my
Ooh,
favorite
musty.
things about being at Steve's house was finding the gold bonds. Like when his shower downstairs fucked up.
Oh, I
the
just
shower,
fixed that shower too, by the way.
and we were showering up in his master bathroom shower, and it's like he had the giant bottle of gold bonds sitting there. And I was like,
Ready.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Boom. Hey, I got to see what all the buzz is about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Andrew didn't say. So Andrew was using the shower, and I didn't know that it was broken. It was only putting out scalding water like Auschwitz. He's like sloughing off layers.
In a set to paint stripper.
He had that shit set to deep fat fry.
Yeah.
That was so bad. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
With the tea bag.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I just had a plumber come out and fix it. Finally, cost me $250.
I know it was hilarious. It was like this kind of thing where it's like you jump out of the water and be like, ah! And then you push
and you couldn't turn it down either. It was like all hot.
You push the top to the side and then like lather up and like.
Well, it's a good, exfoliating shower.
and bump yourself up for it again, and you aim it back towards yourself and like, ah! And then push it aside. Yeah, it was totally a Homer Simpson moment. And like,
oh my god!
Fuck it.
I just feel bad about the other guests that used that shower before you that didn't say anything.
Screw that laser sculpting shit. Just go take a shower at Mock's house.
Dude,
all your hair falls out.
I was absolutely hairless from the neck down.
Get rid of scabies and gonorrhea, whatever.
Let's go. I mean, it was basically like, it's like Nair may have been shooting out of that fucking thing. It was just like,
oh yeah, so hot. There's no low setting, only like, oh shit and ow.
Your body looks like a plucked chicken afterwards.
Yeah, you're all red.
Yeah, covered in hooker bumps.
Yeah.
Ew.
Time for the gold bond.
And then you do the gold bond from head to toe.
Oh.
So you guys thought I was crazy for buying that other fire escape?
Goddamn right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to own them all.
Did you get it for like, $500 or less?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, the only people who will own fire escapes are the people you say can own fire escapes.
Yes, exactly.
You're like, you own a fire escape? Fuck that. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Dave's currency.
Exactly. That's mine. You're all mine.
That is my currency. That is.
Your
currency. It's Cadbury eggs, baby. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Wine, so don't tell me you're Jewish. Okay, fine.
Yes. Some people pay in buffets. You pay in fire escapes.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's buffaloes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Nice.
Buffaloes.
Not
Yeah.
buffets, buffaloes. How many fire escapes? My wall is just kind of a picture of the game here.
Yeah. One side, fire escape, this side, a buffalo.
Oh, and I sold cousin Brian. I bought him out of his game because
Power spinball.
Well, I held one fire escape for him, and he wanted cash, so I bought him out of his game.
Oh boy!
So I have another one all of a sudden.
Oh.
But yeah, and I just got two boards back from.
Oh yeah,
random fire escapes.
Jack Lick sent me some boards.
Hat trick, not
hat trick, not Jack Lick. Hat trick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hat trick.
How could you get those two confused?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't sound at all similar.
Yeah, exactly. That would be awkward with a hooker. Can I get a hat trick?
Or a
hat lick?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's a ZJ? What's a ZJ?
I think I'd rather have a jack lick. I'm not sure what that is, but that sounds more awesome.
Hat lick?
Yeah.
I gotta go piss in the backyard.
Take us with you. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to hear it.
Right? Yeah.
He used to be out on his porch or whatever. Remember?
Yeah,
He had the motorized car out there that he used to stand on off the balcony.
You should like put the mic next to it and pee on different things, and we got to guess what it is.
Oh, that would be a good game. Yeah.
Sounds plasticky.
Sounds like your favorite
sounds like
tire.
a car. That could be a
coin box.
Yeah.
Coin box. Yeah.
Sounds like a cat.
Recycle bin.
How are you holding it still?
Well, hey, since he stepped away, I'm gonna show you this.
Oh,
What is that?
Right.
is that
It's
the proper?
Oh wait, that's that $200 part.
Yeah,
This is my $200 part.
that's
Yes.
whack-a-mole.
Yeah. So so whack-a-mole is working. 100% no error messages. I know. So so it was in fact the solenoids. I called the company and told them, hey, got the new $200 parts and connectors. Like you all have Molex and I have these lovely spade connectors. And I love the guy. I called the guy at the parts. He's like, hold on a minute. Let me go talk to the guy in tech. So I hear him walk over. So obviously they're in the same room. Yeah. No, actually, I know the guy. I know the tech his name is James. So I'm sure he went to talk to James, and then the parts guy walks back over. And he's like, well, it might be that the first model that they put out had the spade connectors, and I'm like, might be, fucker, like, hello. And so basically they advised me, because I wanted to get their okay to go ahead, and because I said, I can just repin it but I want to make certain it's the same thing. So does it look the same? I'm like, yeah, it looks the same except for the fucking connectors. So he went ahead and said, yeah, because I said I can go ahead and repin it and put the spade connectors on, but I want to make certain before I do it that I have the right part and that it didn't have any modifications. So sure enough, he said, yes, go ahead. I tried the first one. Voila, it worked.
Nice.
And then, so I want to show, but I have to show you this one. So I replaced 2 of them.
It's all swollen, bulged out.
Yeah.
How many do you have to do?
I had to do 2. There's 5 moles, but 2 of the moles were not popping either popping up all the way.
Those are $200 each or $100 each?
$200 each.
Oh my God.
Right? And there's nobody else who sells them. Like I look, actually,
there's no stamp, serial number, or part number on them.
You have $1,000 worth of fucking
solenoids on your game.
Well, and right. And I now understand, because when I bought my game, the guy had said, he had sold a couple others that I bought my game for $200, and which is ridiculous because whack-a-moles usually sell for like $15.
That's
so
like one
between
solenoid.
$1,000
Yeah,
right.
That's a new form of currency. That's like 4 Buffets is one solenoid.
I had no idea. Yeah, he had said, well, he said I sold a couple others, but I sold them for parts. And I'm like, now I understand why. Because oh my God,
they don't care about the moles or the cabinet, or they just want the solenoids.
They want the solenoid. They want the.
It looks like a stick of dynamite.
Yeah. And I did find one other place
that's
that
like a
sold
starter
these
for your car.
Yeah.
That should be
it's not cryptocurrency, it's like captocurrency or something.
Yeah. I did find one place, because I searched, like when I knew, because I obviously I knew what the hell the part was, so I searched, and I only found one place that sold the solenoids, and they were actually more than buying them from the company. I'm like, okay,
Damn.
right? But so I have to see if you can see. Do you see how gross this one is?
It's like
right.
Shitty welded on the outside or something, right?
I think it's so I'm how I do these crazy blogs, these crazy stories where I talk about arcade repair, but with a story. So it's too story like for anyone who wants to learn about arcade repair, and too much about arcade repair for anyone who wants to read a fictional story. So I'm doing one of those for moles, and in the story it explains, and I think
you make a molasses joke.
Yeah, I'm not done yet. Maybe I'll get that in there. Special for you. I'm pretty. My guess is this is what I have in the story, but my guess for real life is that probably a soda was spilled, because this game was disgusting, And so I think
Your
that what
favorite.
yeah, right. It is very rewarding. But it like this was this is a dirty game. It was the
Filled with
dirtiest game.
sticky Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I think that probably a kid poured it in or got knocked in something. But I think that soda spilled all over, and I think this is the yeah. I think that this is the solenoid that took the big hit, and then this other one is nasty. What's funny is I have a picture, which I can't show because I'm not that tech savvy, but to see the new solenoid compared to what these look like, it was like, oh my god. But yeah, this one when I pulled this thing out, oh thank you very much.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's just.
So I wonder what's going on inside there. Is it just like coiled up, copper wire?
It's a solenoid. Yeah, it's just a coil.
It's gotta be.
It's an extra large version of what you'd see in a pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
coil.
not as easily accessible. Like with pinball, they give that you can see. They talk to you about like being able to rewind things, but this is not. And I would imagine that it's more contained because of the nature of it, because it is going to be things where it's like soda and like the candy wrappers that were in this game.
Right.
The only so you have like this little indentation, and so my guess is that probably things got inside of the solenoid. I don't know.
Short out or something.
Yeah. Right, but I mean, yeah, look at that's
gooey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like a $10 part to me.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and but I will say it's really heavy. Like it is. Yeah, it's not. It looks like it would be like some little light thing, but I don't know how heavy this is. Probably 1.5 pounds. I
mean, coils are. I mean, like it's a lot of probably copper in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's expense from the copper, but wow, that's still crazy.
Oh no, and I'm sure it's because
$200 is fucking.
Where else? What else uses this? I mean, the fact of the matter is they can be that way. Yeah. Which sucks. So.
Or at least pin coils are fairly universal because like you're building parts for cars and stuff like that. It's like the more universal you can get, the cheaper they are. But God,
right,
$200.
Yeah, I couldn't find
it. You tried everything else, so it was eliminated.
You can stop presenting me.
And we like that.
Yeah, none of the solenoids on the fire escapes. I thought at first they were bad. I have extras, and none of them were bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was freaking. I was astonished, but it works beautifully. It makes all the right mole noises. It scores perfectly.
You eliminated everything else. It wasn't one of the 3 power supplies you tried.
Yeah, I know, right? Like all the things I tried. I spent so much money on things that it wasn't. And in part because the guy told me how to test the solenoid, so I did, and it tested fine.
Fucker.
But my guess is that probably it's like the chart. It works well enough that because it will the moles will move enough that that they would that they'd move. The solenoid wasn't totally dead. I think it was fine enough for it to test fine, but didn't work well enough for it to actually function. So I eliminated the solenoid early on by testing it. I'm like, oh, sweet, they're good. And at $200. I didn't want to fuck around with. I'm like, all right, nice. It's got to be something else.
When I had an issue with the fire escape solenoids not working, it was because there's an O-ring on the outside that had rotted, and it wasn't pushing down enough where the magnetic field was catching it.
Yeah, that's more like a pinball issue. Yeah.
That's why at first my father and I were like, why isn't this working? And then we finally realized it's a stupid. They had O-rings that just rotted. It's just the position of the O-ring on the solenoid for the one solenoid in the fire escape there, where it's lets the ball go in, and we're like, oh, is the PCB bad or the solenoid's bad? And I'm like, no, this is. If you touch it, it goes in. It was just the position of the O-ring to give it to push it that much far back where it would grab the get the magnetic field where it would boom catch. Oh. But I don't know. Yours are. You got brand new ones. I came in on the end of this.
Yeah, so I ended up getting I got new solenoids, and I actually, and Dave, in that vein, I actually did replace all the washers, the Eclipse, the little plastic DP dabbers, and yeah, that way ultimately I just swapped out when it was like, okay, what the fuck can this be, and then swapped out the coils. To be honest, I thought that the coils were beginning to be a lot harder to change, and they weren't. I was scared of them, and that was stupid. But again, the guy had told me I had to test them, and it tested fine. So I thought I was in the clear, and the parts were so expensive. I was like, awesome, phew. But yeah, so I swapped I swapped a good and a bad, and like, oh, what do you know? The problem moved. All right, there we go. Ding. Exactly, but you know what? I'm happy. It's working. In a year, I'll forget how much I spent on those parts. I'll be like, yes, exactly. Like if I sold the game, I'd still be ahead. And I'm not going to. That's the thing. Like I'm bringing it to the office next month for an office party.
Oh yeah.
And then it's at
so you came through.
Exactly. That was it. That was the thing that pushed me. I'm like, I can't fuck around with this anymore. And then in Halloween, like this will be the thing that is at the top of the driveway, so that like all the little kids can see it. This is the thing that everybody's gonna walk up and play before they play anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's totally.
You're gonna watch them like hawks, so they don't fuck with it.
Oh yeah. Actually, it was cute because Taylor did the same because she saw the teens who fucked with it last time, and because it was working like 80%. Like some of the moles were having problems, but it was playable. And then some teenagers were holding the moles down, and then afterwards it was just like,
there you go. They have to fuck with shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like someone's private collection. It's not some operator looking to cash in or something, you know?
Right. And and there was teenage, and I think I'm sure under normal circumstances, like it would have been fine, but with the solenoids that were already going bad, it just pushed them over the top.
Didn't help anything.
No.
You should talk about the tickets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, but so I'll just say that. But it was cute because once I got it working, and I told Taylor, and she's like, "This year, I'm not going to let anybody mess with it." So yeah, we got two of us. So okay, so thank you for the reminder. So I replaced one of the solenoids, put it in. I'm like, because I wanted to make certain, since I was doing, the chain, taking off the Molex and putting on new spade connectors and things like that, that it really was the right part. So I put on the first one, reinstalled everything, put it together. Sure enough, woo! Looks like it works. So I to pull out the coil bed again, and it's a pain in the ass. This thing's heavy. So take this thing out, remove the other solenoid, replace it with the new one, put it back in, turn it on, and of course I have to test it by playing it, right? So play it. I'm like, hey, this is great, like all the moles, and it's scoring. And of course I'm playing it mostly watching, because I want to make certain that it's like hit each mole, that it's recording the score. Cause that's part of what was happening, is it wouldn't record the score. And that was a sign that unless the timing's perfect, the mole won't register. So it goes through. So I do it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is great. And then all of a sudden the machine goes fucking nuts, and all the moles start going. And they start going up and down, up and down. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm trying to hit them, and then I'm like, fuck. And I kind of just stand back, and then it spits out a bunch of tickets, which is a problem because I had it taken off of tickets.
Oh no!
So it's like,
are you saying you took it to like the whack-a-mole kill screen or what?
Yeah.
Well,
You won whack-a-mole.
Yes.
Yeah. Then that was exactly it. So I was like, oh shit. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I thought it was like short circuiting, and then, it spits all these tickets, and it's like, it hasn't spit out tickets since I turned it off of tickets. And then I realized that I have the new high score.
And this
so apparently
has tickets in it, apparently.
It does have tickets in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
For what arcade? What does it say on the tickets? Does it say anything, or is it?
No, they're kind of generic. I bought it from a guy who has games that he would put on Route. So it had, I'm trying to remember, there were like 2 or 3 different tokens that I found in it. So it had been like, this game has 60,000 plays on it.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
Home use only.
Really used.
Yes, exactly. And it's I think it's 1990, because mine was the very first iteration when they went away from the air compressor. So the older ones have that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I remember. That's what the brown whack-a-mole with the old I don't know what you call it, like almost like the old skee ball numbers. They're not LEDs, they're just like whatever you call it. They're
LCD.
Yeah.
Scoreboards.
Yeah, and that's mine looks very. Mine is like the first iteration where they got rid of the air compressor. So it's a little bit lighter. It's more reliable. Or so they're advertising.
It is now.
It is now. Exactly. I got the most bulletproof whack-a-mole there is.
Later, yeah.
Tangerine.
Exactly. So, but that was really funny because I was like, "Oh shit, what did I just do?" And then when Jim was over last time, I was like, "Hey, you have to play whack-a-mole." And of course, because he's awesome at all these games, he got the new high score, and it did the same thing. I'm like, "See, that's what I did."
What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, you got to put spaghetti sauce on the white beater, son. There.
Yeah.
He's walking in the back.
Yeah, where your spaghetti sauce on the white beater.
Yeah. This is the wrong channel for that.
I know why on that shirt.
It's like Cops. I'm waiting for him to smack Gack.
Hey, Dad, where's the new workout gym?
Yeah.
I'll go find it.
Exactly, yeah. It's like 20 feet that way.
Power.
It's in your brand new fucking bedroom. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. You know what used to be my game room, you bastard?
That place that was fucking awesome.
Used to be gamifying. Now it's like your TV in your bedroom.
I'm waiting for Gack to
You better not drop those weights. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in his car in his driveway with the mic with extension cords.
Yes, right.
Have to do it.
Yeah.
And he's got a picture of his arcade behind him.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Let's do a different topic.
Was there anything else?
Oh, sorry.
No, I think I think that was.
Talk about,
that was
what
it.
about your neighbors? I do like
My
that.
neighbors?
Your neighbors that came by your garage.
Oh yes, that's right. See, I
Ooh,
need
I
you to
like
remember all
this.
these. So
See, I know more about what Carrie did than she does.
yeah, I know, right? I'm like, God, that was
There's a
so
joke
like
in there.
3 weeks ago. Yeah. Ooh.
A bad one.
Not creepy.
How about the cat
So-
hurt the throat?
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So when Jim was over a couple of weeks ago, we were actually working on, I think mostly like some pinball stuff, and I had the garage door open, and I had 2 neighbors swing by independently. I think these people did not know each other, and both of them asked if I had, as they passed by there, both of them asked if I had the same game. They're like, "Hey, do you have?" Or actually, I take it back. One person stopped because they saw it, and one person asked if I had it. And that game would be
Defender.
You got it.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh, God. Did they ask about the green button?
Yeah.
They
The limited edition green button.
they did not. The first guy stopped by and he like blah 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 forever. In fact, I turned on the arcade and it was like, "Oh yeah, no, you can go ahead and play." Oh, that's it. We were working on Zookeeper. That's what we were doing.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get the. So I turned on the arcade so he could play because I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm doing stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, no, go ahead," but because we have things to do, and I can't entertain you. So he played Defender, and he was he was like, "Oh, it's all coming back to me." And then somebody else came by towards the end of the day and was like, "Do you have Defender?"
No.
I started laughing. I'm like, no one's gonna believe this.
Nope.
I said that as a joke.
That's why I was like, that's why I told her, I'm like, you have to say this on the show.
Yeah.
I envision like the traditional Defender player back in the day had one of those like big ass combs sticking out their back pocket, you know,
Oh God. Yeah.
the big plastic combs.
Yep.
And he'd have the cigarette hanging off the mouth. And then like he's like, "Watch this!" And he puts the cig down on the control panel, and just like, you know,
Fucking
this is totally a Defender person, I think.
Yeah.
And now at least the guy who swung by, the first guy who was like, "Oh, my Defender skills are coming back," is kind of a actually he's I believe works for a major tech company in the area. I won't
He
say
seems
where.
like a hippie.
Yeah, a hippie
Yeah.
who works for a major tech company.
Okay.
We don't have any of those in California.
Yeah.
I said David.
Yeah, he talked about how like they had one in the break room or something. He man, that guy wouldn't stop talking.
He- talking. Oh my God.
Nice
yeah.
guy, but holy
Very
shit,
nice.
he wouldn't leave. I was like, maybe you should have turned on the games.
And so, do you guys remember
But I
the
know.
story of when I had Defender here, but it wasn't working? The monitor wasn't syncing, and so I had to work on it before I sold it to.
Because of Brian, and then it arrived, and it didn't work. There was a capacitor in the bottom of the cabinet.
Totally
He fixed it, and it works. I'm gonna get you, fucker. I'm getting that.
Yeah.
I want that Defender.
You should, because it has the most awesome button on it.
It's got the silver coin door. I love the silver
I'm
coin
sure you
door.
mean
The coin dollar that takes the silver dollars is actually.
I think
I
someone should
love
just
that.
change that out for like an awkward, like the punch out knockout button, some giant like monster.
Yeah.
No, but that was the story that Sam, when he was over here, like we've talked about this before, but like the random guy that just like walked in here and got really offended, and he's like, "Why won't you let me into your establishment?" And I'm like, "It's not my establishment. It's my
This is not a
house. This is
Yes.
like my house. Like, what do you mean, my establishment? There's not an establishment."
Wait. Well, what's this story? What do you?
All right,
What weirdo?
some guy came walking through the alley, much like Carrie's neighbors did. And I was hanging out here with Sam, and his brother was here, and we're just playing games in the arcade, and he wanted to join us, and I'm like, no, it's like, this is like my house. Like, I mean, like, if I were here sitting here playing Call of Duty on an Xbox, like, it would be not cool if you just decided to interject yourself into our party here that we're having by ourselves. But somehow it seems okay because it's like arcade games.
right.
So he came in and he was walking through the arcade, like, and eventually I was like, well, all right. So I let him in. I was like, you can play one game of one thing and you're fucking out. And he walks through the arcade and he's like looking for the one game I was going to allow him to play. And Sam was like right there to fucking like.
Was he homeless?
He's just one of the weirdos around here.
It's like all right, so insider thing here. Isn't there like a halfway house kind of near you?
I have no, it's not a halfway, but they're assisted living places.
Okay.
I don't know if he lives there or not. I've never actually seen him again since that night.
French fried potatoes.
Yeah, Frank.
Mustard,
I was like, he was like kind of drunk, and I was like, or something fucked up on something, and I was like, you play one game, and then you get out.
It's so funny. Gave him at least you didn't kick him out. Like one game. It's kind of like that club thread. 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. So you get 15 minutes, and then you're fucking done.
Yeah.
One game, and then you gotta get out of here because like this is a private party. This is like I'm hanging out with my friends. So he walks by, and like all the games are on except for Defender, right? because it wasn't syncing. It was having some problems, and so like he was like walking by, like looking at all the games. He's like trying to figure out what he wants to play, and he looks at Defender and he goes, and he takes and he finger punches it. I don't.
Oh no!
He's like, bam, like with his fucking finger out, like bam, like that's my fucking game, and it just fucking worked, and he was pissed about it. And he's
I want my money back.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I was like, fuck. Yeah, he told me that was Sam's story, which eventually turned into like homeless guys walking through my arcade punching games.
God.
But it was sort of like one of those things where he was like walking through the arcade, like, all right, yeah, like this is Donkey Kong. And
It's pretty cool. You got an okay place here.
Yeah, this is all right. And then he looks at Defender and he's like, bam, like just bam, like a fucking hard finger punch.
Yeah.
Fuck that game because it doesn't work. That's my game. And then he played a shitty game of Galaga and left. And it was like, the story.
If he was good, he'd play forever on that.
Yeah. It was
the fuck out of here.
And Sam actually it gets worse because he got a little bit aggressive. Like when he didn't win his first quarter, and like he's like he fucked up at Galaga, and he's like, I'm playing something else. And I was like, no, fuck you, one game. You got to get out. Right? And he was like, no, I'm playing something else. And then I kind of like did my like rooster thing, like got kind of big in front of him. And I'm 6'7", right? So I get big in front of him. I'm like, no, dude, you gotta go.
Yeah.
It's like my house.
That's the go.
Get the fuck out of my house. And
I love this story.
Sam finally steps up behind me. And he's like, he puffs up too, and he's like, no, you gotta go.
Puff up. They hate that.
At the same
Andrew, we need to see the bottom of your shirt because that's like
Oh, yeah, this is
limited
the-
edition.
Yeah, sorry, this is the limited edition
Oh, yeah.
Ron
Last year.
hobby game. Yeah,
Yep.
I thought Steve was going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the poor. Yeah, we all feel this pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2017.
The hobby.
Such the wrong hobby.
Yes.
Andrew, do you have people like that? Was that a unique situation? Because so this is your garage, and you have like an alley there where it's like you're in the city, so you get some random.
Well, Dave, here's the interesting thing. Like, I'll speak from an outsider explaining his back setup there.
I like the outsider point.
So if you picture like it's probably not this big, but if you picture like a normal city block, and the perimeter of that city block is all the houses, and then the interior of that block has this alleyway that goes all the way around. So it's like a rectangle in the middle of all the houses, and someone owns the land there, and it's like a farm. It's like they have like fruit and vegetables and stuff growing with a fence around it. If I had to guess, it's probably like 50 feet by 100 feet. I don't know, maybe smaller than that.
It's pretty big. It's probably like 150, 200 feet by 200 feet.
Okay.
It's a big.
So that's that center area, and it's surrounded by alleyways that go behind everyone's houses. And the garage doors are on the back of everyone's houses around that alleyway. So there's this kind of like private area in the back that anyone has access to. People who just walk off of any side street in there and like, what's back here, you know? And
It's like everybody's backyard together.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Although Andrew has a backyard, you know, between the house and the garage,
and then
which is
house and then backyard, then garage, but then there's a whole.
But it's a really
backyard
unique setup. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. You know, especially with the farm kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, so like you think of like a typical city block where it's like it's a row of houses and then an alley and then another row of houses. Well, we have double that. So imagine it more like a square where there's a row of houses that go around the whole square, like Monopoly, right? But in the middle, we have the Monopoly, like where the chance and the community chest are in the middle. And then
good way to bring it back into the board game. Nicely done.
You have Central Park in your backyard. You have Central Park.
Pretty much. And so Dave, what's really unique about this?
On the corner.
Like a whole Central Park, yeah.
So Dave, what's really unique about this too is, I mean, if I had to guess, it's 70, 80, 100 years old.
My house?
Yeah.
My house was built in 1893.
Okay, so 125 years old or something like that. Right? About that? So it's like really close to like all the downtown major city stuff, but it has that kind of old time neighborhood feel. So it's just kind of a really unique area of downtown.
How long do houses last on the market in your neighborhood? Probably like a day.
Less than, yeah, it's super stupid right now.
Because you're so unique, like where else are you gonna go?
Yeah,
like you know, that's like you said before, like where am I gonna move? Like you can walk to work. You have so many bonuses.
Yeah, like you said, you're 1 mile from work, right, Andrew?
Yeah, mile and a half from work.
And that's like 20 urban downtown big city. And you're a mile away.
Yep, I 25 minutes walk. So it's in the morning. It's 25-minute walk to work, 25-minute walk home.
You never bike or get one of those motorized things?
No, I like walking. That's my only exercise, really, is walking to work at home.
When you're not being attacked by a raid of homeless people on scooters that they got for free.
The fucking gaggle of homeless people, that shit is hilarious. I don't know if I got that story out 2 or 3 times that night, but that was pretty okay.
It was a good number of times.
Yeah.
I do like that story. I do like that story.
That's a good story.
Both on air and off air.
Where's Jim, hit that button. I love that story. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude,
sorry, it's not that night.
There was like 25 of these fuckers like racing by me, scooting on this fucking scooter. For them. They were just riding them. It was brilliant. They fucking beat the system. I love that.
I love the crazies.
I love that
I
story.
love the idea of them strapping like 6 of those scooters together and then turning that into their homeless fucking like
It's a
caravan.
mobile home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better than a shopping cart.
I had to work
They're
downtown
battery
today.
powered.
Oh, I love that. I want that.
So Necros calls your neighborhood Monopoly Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you the Baltic or what are you? Your Park Place?
I might be at Kentucky Avenue.
There you go.
One of the red.
It's Decatur Street.
Oh, we got a Decatur here.
One of my memories,
So
a little
that's-
flashback behind your house, Andrew,
Yeah.
was you taking your dog for a run around the farm, like just trotting, like holy shit, your dog is so big. It was like, I know you don't want jokes about your dog, but it's like a freaking horse galloping around them.
Two of them. I feel like this is like fucking Gulliver's Travels, and we're all this is real.
Yeah.
You know, you see Andrew walking a horse. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
The one dude who like
The dog is walking Andrew, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what is the giant and 2 hellhounds?
Yeah.
God, their shits have to be huge.
Oh, it's bigger. It's bigger than yours, Dave.
I don't know about that.
No,
Human
I'm not
plus
kidding. It is
one.
bigger than yours. It's bigger than mine, dude.
A man arm.
I pick up poop that's bigger than mine every morning and every evening. They're
Like a Coke can.
yeah. It's
Like a
I keep needing to see that movie. What's the Japanese animated movie where it has your dogs in it?
that's
Shit. What's it? You saw it like multiple times, Andrew. It was in the
it's not
theater.
it's not Japanese. Well, I guess
I Love
it's set
Dogs?
in the southern. Yeah.
no, it's a
It's
Wes
called
Anderson. The new
Isle
Wes
of
Anderson.
Dogs,
Yeah.
right?
So it's the new Wes
Yeah.
Anderson movie. Yeah. So I Love Dogs.
Okay.
I just
And-
saw that like last weekend. I
It's
almost cried a couple times.
Fucking awesome. It's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Oh,
I
it's
keep
so
needing to
good.
see that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wes
I love it.
Anderson is brilliant. So like,
If
all
you
of
love
his
dogs, you got to see that.
But
movie.
one of the main characters is like what you have, right?
Well, no, so not really, but in one of the opening sequences, there's like 5 dogs who are part of a gang, and they look
Okay.
exactly like one of my dogs.
Okay.
They're like big and furry, but they're not quite as tall. I don't know what they're meant to be, but like they look exactly like my guy.
Yeah.
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 Similar.
Without seeing the movie yet, yeah, that was
It's
my
a good.
first
It's
thought.
good. Have you seen the
Yeah.
movie Carrie? 'Cause that'd be a movie you'd probably
I
like.
no, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
but I
God.
will.
Carrie, you got to see it.
I know,
Alright.
I will. But it's
Labor
probably
Day
missed in the
weekend,
theater.
time to watch it.
Yeah. Is it on?
Okay.
Is it on Netflix yet?
Not yet.
But I've been resisting
probably not Cody.
because it'll just make me cry. Like
No,
I
it's
couldn't-
No, it's not that crying.
but it's so sweet that it makes you cry. I mean, there's
Okay, I can do
it's
that.
not, it's
I
not
can
like
do that.
yeah.
there's not really there's a couple sad moments where they're trying to go for that, but like the thing is, at the end of the day, like overall, the movie is just so fucking sweet. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, a boy who loves his dog so much, he's willing to sacrifice
Do
his
everything.
and
Yep.
that's just it's just tearjerker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's cute and it's funny and it's
Wes
entertaining
Anderson.
all the way through.
Yeah.
It's so weird. You know how Wes Anderson movies are weird.
Yeah,
What the fuck is
It's-
it?
if you like yeah, like Royal Tannenbaums or
The Hotel
Moonlight
one.
Kingdom or
What's that hotel movie? Boy with Apple.
What
was that?
not Chevalier, because that was part of a different movie.
Budapest.
Budapest Hotel, yes.
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
fun.
so that was-
It's a fun
Yeah,
movie.
no, I like, and I'm
Darjeeling Limited.
yeah, I was like I said, I was worried about the whole because it's like I'll just be a mess. Like I
Yeah.
I will.
You
just-
will be, because like you love dogs, and you're gonna see so much of dogs in this movie. You're like, this movie was made for people who love dogs,
And the cats are evil.
and they just get
Like
it.
you are.
I would appreciate that part.
Speaking of that, Andrew, I think Carrie, Jim, and Mock, all 3 of them looked up the same wrong movie that I recommended.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Netflix.
Oh, wasn't that weird?
Oh God!
Same title.
What was it
You might want to
called?
link it. You
Specific
might
to-
want to link it next
Oh
time.
yeah, the
Yeah.
member or what the hell was that thing?
The
I
member.
was like, it's
Yes,
new
that's-
on Netflix.
That didn't
and
sound
it's
like
The
called-
rapper?
Yeah, the member. Yeah, that's
Oh look, it's
totally
only
what it was.
15 minutes. Let's get this over with. So we
Yeah.
can talk about.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like,
The
oh,
package. It's the package.
Package. Yeah, there's like 5
member.
On Netflix, there's a Netflix made movie called The Package. It came out a few weeks ago.
The comedy
Yeah.
one?
It's a comedy.
It's the comedy, yeah.
The teenage comedy one?
Yes. Yes.
Ours was kind of a
It
comedy.
was made with like,
yeah.
it had like a $13 budget. That one?
Unintentional.
Probably, yes.
Unintentional
But,
Ours
you
was,
know,
ours was
it-
a student film.
No, this might have been a student film originally.
But, you know, I had a few beers and I was laughing my ass off in that movie.
Dude,
man. It was pretty good.
Oh my!
We ended up
didn't
laughing.
finish
Yeah.
it.
Oh my god, this is bad.
Yeah, no, we finished our
We're
15
trying so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been so many movies now. There's like multiple movies with the same name at this point, right?
And I was totally doing like a play-by-play where it was like, oh, it's like, oh, I get it. So Gack like posted this movie, and he's like, yeah, you should guys watch this, and it's like, LOL. I'm like, all right. They find it. I'm like, all right, this is kind of cool. It's like a little bit annoying. They're like,
Yeah.
clearly
Teen bullshit kind of
teen
movie.
bullshit kind of movies, but it's
Yeah.
like they're making some jokes that are kind of funny, and like, all right, that's all right, whatever. They're going to the woods, and like girls are coming along, but it's supposed to be a bro trip.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it's a bro trip thing. All right, I get that. And then all of a sudden, it just takes this turn, which I'm not gonna spoil anything about it, but like, holy fuck!
No.
And then all of a sudden, it's like they're making jokes about shit, and it's all funny, and then then shit happens, and I was like, nope. Fucking okay. And now it's jokes about like what fucking happened, and
Yeah.
I know that, well, I won't say it. They show a lot in the trailer.
they show a lot.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
But then they do like a Firewatch thing, where like they go to like the Firewatch tower and break into that. Anyway,
Is it worth watching?
play that
Yeah.
game. So never mind.
or there's the other version.
Yeah, so what did you guys watch?
Yeah.
So
It was totally all I pictured was these guys were in film school and the professor's like, all right, you have to this week we're going to work on you have to do you two have to do a torture scene, an interrogation torture scene. All right, go. You have this is your final project.
Mhm.
And that's what we watched.
Yeah, that is what
80% of your
watched.
grade.
Yeah.
Go.
And they tried really hard, and it got to be really funny because they were trying so hard, but it was like it was really bad.
It was very clear the low budget, the what they were.
We've got two actors. Yeah.
And one kind of one
They wrote,
one
directed. They did. They're the same two names are in every credit. Basically, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I mean, they did a better job than I could have, but
No,
That's not
they had the
saying that
production
much.
value, but it was just so
Yeah.
clearly to me a student film. Yeah. Some of their
Yeah.
shots was like,
Yeah.
it was really funny. And which is too bad because it's not supposed to be.
no.
Like, what in the hell is Gack trying to get us to watch?
Yeah,
It brought me
pretty much.
back
Which
to some of
is-
the things I've made.
Yeah,
that
but I
sort of
watched
thing,
the right
you know.
movie, and I was like, what the fuck is Gack trying to get me to watch?
That
Nice.
was me and Carrie about 5 minutes in. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I have a hunch this is the wrong thing, but you know what? We only have 10 minutes to go, so we might as well finish this. We've made
Was
it
it-
this far.
Was it better than Freaked?
Yeah.
Did you watch that one, Carrie?
I did watch Freaked. It's funny because I remember watching it and then trying to. I don't remember the details because I really don't remember movies.
Oh, that's right.
It's like I have this annoying ability to remember conversations and things about people for way too long. But when it comes down to a movie, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember.
Freak that's the one with the guy from the
Bobcat
Wild Stallion.
Goldthwait. Bobcat
Yeah.
Goldthwait is a sock puppet.
Yeah.
Mr. T has a beard.
The dude, one of the main characters is one of the guys from
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted, yes.
Yeah, what's his
That's
name?
right,
Alex Winter.
Okay.
Alex Winter, yeah, he's the star of it, and he kind of
Also
produced the
featured
movie
in
too.
Lost Boys.
Yeah, Lost Boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Freaked won. Freaked was better than the torture thing that we saw. What's in the package? Was I was doing.
Oh God, what's in the package?
Yeah, what's in the package? What's in the package? Yeah.
Isn't there a movie called like The Button or something like that, where
Ooh,
the
I
strange
like that.
man
Sounds like
delivers a
good
button?
movie.
It's a box with a button.
It's a red, yes, the red button, I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
And you can wish anything you want, but if you push it, you'll get it. But someone else in the world dies a horrible
Something
death.
else.
Yeah.
fucking
I didn't see that, but I remember I remember exactly. I remember seeing the trailer for
That was
it.
probably one of
Mostly
those
based on a
like
short story or
got
something.
80% in Rotten Tomatoes or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea, but the execution not so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard there's two versions of it though. There's supposed to be a short. Someone did a short movie of it, and it's supposed to be like like 20 minutes long or something. It's supposed to be really good, and then someone took that idea and made this big movie, and they tried to stretch the idea longer than it should have been. Yeah.
Yep. The movie was terrible.
Too bad. That's too bad.
So my only other arcade thing, real quick, just to mention, of course, is Gleek came by this week.
Gleek.
Yeah.
He stumbled into your establishment.
He did
Yes,
stumble
exactly.
into the
He
establishment.
got one game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you give him one game?
One
Yeah.
game.
Jimbo, I think last week
What
you
is-
called her a hamburglar or something like
The
that.
Hamburglar.
Yeah, all you wanted to play was
When you said that, I
Defender. You
was
didn't
like
have it
fucking
anymore.
rolling.
That was the first thing that popped in my with her socks. And like, oh shit. Ronald.
That was
weird.
not his wife.
No. Who was that? Just a friend of theirs or cousin? Or...
So actually, she is one of the other proprietors of our IRC. So she's not in there right now,
Okay.
but
Oh.
you'll see her in there from time to time. But
She's not
she's
Drag Queen.
the other person. No, that's a bot. She's the other person that has the crown. So
Huh.
Oh yeah.
if you ever see in our IRC, so the proprietors. But yeah, so I actually got to watch his wife basically curb stomp the shit out of Gleek at Dr. Mario.
Oh.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So she worked the fuck out of him. That was pretty funny.
Huh.
But yeah, so they came over. He brought some amazing beers. I have my fucking beer fridge right now between mock that he sent and the
Right.
stuff that Gleek showed up with. Like I have just my beer fridges. I can't even fit all the beers that I have.
Oh, first world problems.
What
Yeah, it's total
a
first world.
horrible problem
Yeah,
that you have there.
Terrible.
Let me
Yeah,
come
so-
over and fix that problem.
Yeah,
please,
exactly.
Hey, Jim, can we get in a fuck you?
Yeah.
You can always get a fuck you, but yeah.
Fuck you!
No, so that's mostly a thank you to
I imagine Greek is like trying to recover from
Stop
his
it.
trip.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Please, for God's
Please, for God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time.
yeah, so thank you very much to Steve and to Mike
Sure.
for bringing amazing beers into the garage. Many have been appreciated and many more to be appreciated. So thank you.
Beer.
And Steve, I have a box right here now that's full and ready to go.
Yay.
Oh, what's in the box?
Oh God!
Let's hope it doesn't get grabbed
Yeah.
by the authorities.
Cider.
Side art.
Yeah, thanks for sending me that side art.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you.
That heavy side art.
I don't play music segments longer than 10 seconds like some other shows.
I'm
So we
gonna
don't have to
send
worry
you this
about that.
very, very thin, not very long, but kind of heavy side art.
Yeah.
They asked
that
me
word
what it
again,
was,
heavy.
and I said books.
Yeah. I'll tell them books. Yeah. Books sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap those guys in some plastic. And
When I was your age, TV used to be called books.
Don't don't drink those books.
And pole position, I think I don't know if I mentioned it last week or the week before, but pole position basically kind of worked. That was my arcade shit.
Nice.
There, that wraps up the question for this week. Good night, everyone.
Hey,
Yeah.
good night.
I love you guys.
All right. Well.
All right. So it's who else has got arcade shift from this week? Carrie, Whack-A-Mole, Gleek.
Pretty much. Grinkers is mostly arcade stuff I've been working on.
Yeah, I hear that. So artwork is basically done for Grinkers. I got to do the back of the shirts, and I have to make badges now. So that's going to be next week.
Yeah.
You guys got to really get on top of Steve for game list so we can get that trophy going. I got to get that to Keith.
Keith, me. Yeah.
Right. So let's this is a off the air kind of conversation, but like we can still, regardless of Steve's game list, I think we can come up with an idea for that third tournament, and then we can figure out based on his game list what we want to include in there.
Yeah.
So we know we're gonna have black and white games. We know we're gonna have the main tournament. So set that shit aside. What's the theme for the third tournament? That's something we can come up with.
Yeah.
But that's not.
We had a few good ideas. I think we could narrow that down pretty quickly. Yeah.
Totally.
Yep.
All right. So are we done for the night? We're gonna take this shit.
I think so.
Off the air.
All right. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight. There's some.
Let's talk about the
new ones in the chat with us tonight. We had 8-Bit Pit. I'll mention him again. Brewster, thanks again for your donation for the tournament. And let's see, we had Dominic, Sean McManus up in Tacoma, Washington area. Who else? We got Mule, Greg Olson, Nashville. Hopefully we'll have him on next week. Clint. Yeah, lots of good ones there. Arcade Parts and Repair, Peter. He was actually in the chat for a bit tonight. Thank you again also for his contributions. And Frober, as always, looking forward to hanging out with you in a few weeks here. So, I think we're...
Geach. We got Geach. We got Jack Lick, who's talking about he's got his hotel and finalizing his flights now.
Nice.
So he's one of our buddies we met back on the East Coast. Who else we got here?
Who was that? Oh, is that someone you guys met at a?
Well, Jack Lick brought the eyes that you played in our cabin.
Yep.
Jack Lick is
Brofest. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brofest. Okay. So Jack Lick's a huge guy. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's got the right proportions.
Yeah.
No, he's
good in the right places.
He's a huge, awesome guy. He's actually a pretty normal, not necessarily full-on arcade kind of guy.
That's a backhanded compliment.
It is. But we appreciate the fact that we had an eyes in our fucking cabin.
That was pretty awesome.
And Jack made that shit happen.
That was a bitch to get in there a little bit with that narrow door. And
we had two 90-degree turns we had to do with that fucking.
Yeah.
Good thing it's a small cabinet.
That allowed John Jacobson to walk into our cabin like about a half dozen times, and like it was for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow, there's an eyes machine here. What?
This is
right, everyone. Scene reset.
Exactly.
Yeah,
let's do it again. Yeah.
He's a master at that YouTube shit. That's for sure.
Yes. Totally.
That's right. It's not huge. It's huge.
Jack Lake, my for sale thread. I've just been slacking on something. I only have a couple more games I want to sell actually right now, but I've been busy. Sorry.
All right. So we're shutting the shit down.
3 days left on VIP or any sponsor stuff, or to pre-register for Grinkfest and Whack Off.
Closing music, Jim.
Yep.
Take us out.
Winding hours.
We have the beat.
Till next time.
And then we lost it.
That's getting close to